we talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, Sierra Leone Media Production brings you Zoom In. Zoom In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers, and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zoom In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zoom In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zoom In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join me, host Chuma Bang.
Yes, this na term for all Salon people and them party them. Sierra Leone Media will be bringing you a variety of programs ranging from documentaries to discussions, interviews, news, views, sports, and entertainment. Our programs will contain matters on development, governance, the economy, and issues that are of importance to Sierra Leone. So, no left BNO because we get Bebe program then like Salon discussion, meets the ministers, the president's hour, and the Gladi program. Look me, I look you. All this they start soon na www.sierragemedia.org. Now who's term these?
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence.
Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their men folks.
But now,
women are trafficking female children for money.
Women are forced to be silenced.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves the person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the souls that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent.
We had sex before is not consent.
Silence is not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children.
Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, being it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape.
We must rise up against this ugly trend.
Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakho, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sase. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sase. I am Khadija Sakho.
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 We are Khadija Sakho.
We are all Khadija Sakho.
Silverstone Beats.
People killing, people dying, children hurting, hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or would you turn the other cheek? Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love?
See this life we live, we all have to give, yeah, yeah. Cause all I see is evil, and too much killing of my people, yeah, yeah. So let's bless
joy. This study time we stop knife crime. Don't blind by this life, your future.
Stop the stabbing, stop the killing. Let's love one another. Peace.
I see fighting every day, I see dying every day. Why don't we help each other and pave the way for a better life, a life that we all deserve? Instead of killing each other, why don't we preserve? So you wanna be a bad man, he's gonna be a badder man. You got a big knife, he's gonna get a bigger knife. Our people suffered for years in chains. Now we turn on each other, cut for gains. For the ones that send the youth to kill themselves, you pretend to be a father, figure but only care for yourself. You are nothing but the flesh of the devil. You're evil, low life on another level. Think about the mothers and the pain they go through. You don't care for these kids, they mean nothing to you. But karma only knows the boomerang maneuver. One day the green reaper will be your remover.
They settle the range, ranting up some sanctimonious food. Is it poetic verses, ruminate a prophecy given to a sentient dude. So I say it's at ease for you to listen and deduce the wisdom that's gonna liberate and galvanize you. Under the sun ain't nothing new, that for black on black crimes and breaking news. Under the sun ain't nothing new.
You gotta stand up. Stand up for what you believe in. Gotta stand up. Stand up for what is right. 'Cause if you got me, then I've got you too. Regardless of what you've been through, even when you're feeling new. Do this if we try. There's no time to waste, no time. Together forever, whatever the weather. Us as a unit working together.
See, I did not London, but me heart still at home. God don't lift me up, but me heart still at run. You will never go far if you don't know where you're from. So I don't do it for myself, I'ma do it for the young. Please tell my brothers, let's do it for the youngers. Why spend a bag on a jumper? Back where you're from, people dying with hunger. With people then they suffer. You then I argue the bluff, it's copper. You're the game need for change. Like we not get some. Where's the love? Where's the love, yo? Where's the love? I said,
where is the love? Little youth, let's take time. Stop all the knife and the gun crime. Think of the future, paint that picture. Get a youth in the future. Peace gonna rain on we. Peace gonna rain on me. Yeah.
Let's stop the violence and come together. Get rid of knives and guns and bombs. Let's be together. Pray peace and love, golden hopes through storm and weather. See what is going on. Where is love?
Tell me, how do you feel when you see your brothers and sisters lying down the street helplessly? And what will you do if you die today and find yourself in hell? I want to ask you this. Look inside your eyes and answer me with all the truth. Where you get whose side the love they
Una left. Boku man them get nef. If you live by the nef, you go suffer. You know get sense, you know sabi say nef not for butter. Stabbing guys, yeah that's uncool. When it comes to knives, yeah I'm anti. What happened to fighting guys with your hands, G? When you stab a man, it's not one man you stab. Just remember that you stab a whole family.
People killing, people dying, children hurt and hear them crying. You can practice what you preach, or you will turn the other cheek. Father, 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 help us, send some guidance from above. People got me questioning, where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love. Where is the love? Where is the love? Where is the love? The love, the love.
Yeah. Hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, and good night, depending on whose partner the world you day. Welcome to Sierra Media Platform again, another edition of the Big Debate. Today, Wednesday, not to boku people, we get one special person, and it don't say where we want time to we serve. So, fate happen. Then we get some Nayafu today, and we know that she's going to do us justice. Always, we know we get the woman, then as we came one bit, we say, why we not get enough woman then? I hope say you are the talk to you, the Yeri, and we did ask you questions today. Don't worry, make sure say you send them early. T-Boy is on the chat as well. Welcome. We appreciate you now very, very much. Mina Juma Bauna presenter. As always, I get the team with me now. So Sylvester T-Boy Dugba is here, Mr. T-Boy. T-Boy, what's up?
You place too much emphasis on my name. What's the problem? Hi, Mr.
So because you have to do the
Hello,
job.
everyone. Hello.
I'm not able to take the blame for it today. If you fail for ask certain people and question, you'll be in trouble. Okay? Not me.
It's no problem. But viewers, hello and welcome back to another edition. Well, it's not the reverse of zooming in on a Wednesday, right?
Yes. So we interchange. That's the beauty about Sierra Media. We'll not get a hard and fast rule here. We just make sure say the story get for be told, the issues have to be discussed, and people get for know and participate. This is not the people's platform. So we get, of course, Mr. Obafemi Pama, a day with we. I don't know if you're able for wave tone. I know we're able for talk, but possibly we're able for wave tone now. Mr. Pama, you're able for wave tone, Fambule. We don't say they not see you.
You don't go join my so we don't all in voice first. Now I embody no more now this.
Embody no more. Same voice. And we today we don't
all in voice. We all in voice.
Yeah, we get for very. Yeah. No.
When I show Femi in picture, then me they talk for him. Femi, just give me this and then I'll talk.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Femi. Give me this and I'll talk for you. All right, Femi. They say hello. They're welcome to now.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's a big up, and they look forward to a good show today. So, Fambulem, today we get two Femis then, but now one important Femi now they deal with that make T-Boy sees the other Femi.
Exactly.
Yes. We get Madam Femi Claudius Cole. We are the leader and founder of the Unity Party. We all know she was the presidential candidate in 2018. We don't get on our platform here so before, but it was, with a panel, and twice actually, she talked about issues. First one was the tax issue, and the second one was with the land issue in Salon. The land tenure system will get the confused one, where so many, confused laws them. So, we've been getting them now. So, but today we get them again for talk about related issues to local government and possibly small politics, now the area where they represent, and maybe a little bit about land as well, where they affect that part now the country. So she's a voice, whether being a politician or not, but she's been a voice, she's been a face, and so far, it don't command so much respect. Anytime we talk, people and they listen because they talk within the people they are for. So she's a voice for millions of women, children, and Sierra Leoneans, really. So Madam Femi, welcome to Sierra Media today.
Thank you very much for inviting me. Always a pleasure.
Right. And I just want no long and no say we'll not get for keep her for long. So if you get a question and I for make sure say ask them quiz, we get 1 hour with time. Very busy time for her. And Fambulem, please keep the conversation clean, sweet, and exciting. Okay. So we topic today now for discuss this new proposed decentralization bill. They put new and put proposed because we get to understand there are existing decentralization bills or laws where we don't exist, from where we country in democracy, we aid donors, them things say, for let we people able for benefit, we get for decentralize. Not to all things get for deal with central government, for let central government make the decision. In every part of the world, for let development meet the people, you have to make sure you deal with local authorities and people that are inside and because now then they in touch. Central government make policies, but like what we heard the last time, a place like Kubola, the people that they stand for president possibly not ever knows part Kubola turn. They don't know whether a red dotty did or black dotty did it. But the local councils and all of that, they'll be able to relate to their people and they know what in them people they need. So that is why the emphasis on decentralization. However, there's been a new law where they try for pass, and we see other political parties don't become, unanimous for say, something not right now. But not to really talk. We will just ask that question. And we will say possibly, Madam Femi Cole in political party, Unity Party is a minority party, but then gets a voice because we see when problems then they happen, they run to Unity Party for mediate, for make peace with the two old political parties. They were supposed to lead by example, but it's not happening. So that is why her voice is important, why every political party voice important, but more so they are your representative. So, Madam Femi, we will talk about that, and possibly we will do a recap on the Constituency 110 elections and why that is important, because Madam Femi Claudius Cole na being a candidate na in constituency, and they make you waste boku money, spend boku money for something we turn out for be something else. So we're going to ask her what's her thoughts on that. And again, possibly it reside at the same place, or they represent a large number of people where they suffer from this land grabbing and land issues the way they happen at the Western Rural District. So all of that they inside today we will can talk about. So Madam Femi, welcome again. Let me start first with this decentralization bill. What does it mean? Because Mr. Sef not understand and better.
Okay.
So over to you now.
Well, the first time I really want to go in terms of decentralization. Decentralization per se, not a bad thing. When you look, say, the educational needs na Falaba, unique to the educational needs na Pujeon, is different. So, we know they say we're against decentralization across the board. The area where we the focus pan, where and that area the Agwanle will focus pan now, where people then go, they ask, say, what to make all the political parties they against? And for you forget an issue, na Sierra Leone, where for now, na 13 political parties then don't come together, where we don't prepare a statement, a press release, where 13 political parties then don't sign on to them for say, we no agree. So now that area of this particular new law, now go like we focus on. And I'm glad when I they do this program, la broken for them one way something not understand. What in this law they say is political party then now not get no hands pan local government elections for chairmen, for mayors, for councillors. Political party they are not ready. Basically, then they claim say this will allow the elections then for be more participatory, let more people able for take part, let more women then go able for take part. Now that way then they try for sell and give. But I want to break them down. If this centralization policy go through, that's then say then they pull politics come up on them. Who that one stand? No need for be inside any political party. So in the first instance, I want to say there is a saying which says, if it isn't broken, don't fix it. Now, for me on one experience at 2018 election, I realized one thing. You they get candidates who are strong, candidates that are dynamic, candidates who understand the problem of their ward, and even the problems of their constituency, but they lack the finance. So where do political parties come in? Political parties then they come in, in the selection of the candidates. I know they say it's fair all the time, but candidates can able approach the party of their choice where they share ideology. I want stand. I not get the wherewithal for stand. Political parties then come in. Me own party, as young as we were, We paid for a lot of candidates. The woman them, most of them, we pay 100% nomination fees for them. And remember, parliamentary elections were 3 million, parliamentary was 3 million, and council elections then give you discounts, that mean 500,000. So we help them for pay their nomination fees. So if you take the political parties out of it, you not only they help them pay their nomination fees, you then help them to campaign. They not get money, but they have the idea, they have the popularity, they get the vision for the ward. So if you are saying now because you want to pull politics and the problem you want to pull at these elections, who then supports these candidates? That means to say, who that get money, now he no more go able for participate. But then let's look at it on this other side. Let me say ward 323. 20 people, no, let me say 50 people grab say, me want be councillor, a popular na me area, me na area boy, then sabi me. Who then decides who will be the candidate for Ward 323? Whose body this government plan for puts together when I then go begin shift at the candidate and say, no, you not a compete? Or are they telling us that if 100 people want to contest, 100 people will be on the ballot? Is that not chaos? If una they say una want for engage more women in politics, is this the way to do it? Where women are handicapped by culture, they are handicapped by finance, they are handicapped by religious stereotype. Political parties, now we they encourage them. Me in particular went out for female candidates and I supported them up until election day. You they say they will all be independent. It is in our constitution already that if you want to stand for chairman, for mayor, for council, or for parliamentary election, you can sign up as an independent candidate. So what are you trying to fix? What's in this girl for lead to? Honestly, it's a one-party system. The one for cut with democracy, broken ankle, then them broken knee, then them broken to the hip. Because at the end of the day, now the government will begin decide on who na the body where they pick the candidates them. So this is a danger for who ever then a state house. And then go take the democracy, then take like a plasticine, then shape them to waiting they want. So the only candidates we go get clearance now for go contest will be candidates of the choice of the sitting government. Other countries that we don't try and don't go back to the system where we get. So as far as we can see, you say you want to remove politics out of the mix. In a roundabout way, you actually want to control it from the head, which is a very dangerous precedence. And for you foresee all the political parties and come together for say, this not get for born good picking, not at all. Elections are in 2 years. 2023 is literally around the corner. You want to now change a whole system where, number one, no political party was approached. Nobody not see a single sheet of documentation. There was not across the board consultation. The one make and that inside us and pull the yawona dona with the veil. We don't know if you find, we don't know if you war. And the political parties are saying no. We get for see what was the consultative process. You not consult we, you not consult half the country, you don't know what these things are for the one for do. So we are totally against it. It is a blight on our democracy. Our democracy is fragile. Now we for the nurture them. Let everybody get a voice, everybody get a say. This way they want to do so. It has pleased His Excellency. Now they go make the commission, now they go pick who that go. At the end of the day, we're heading towards a one-party system. Unacceptable. That route there, we boku no get for Sidon, we allow them for take them that way the way they want to go. There's a room for independent candidates. There's a room for political parties' participation.
Right. Well, thank you so much, Madam Femi, for explain this to we. Let we know first waiting we don't exist, and you explain the bigger picture. Sorry. I get flashback on my end. All right. Apologies, Fambulem. I be just to get some kind flashback now. So now the other feminine they try for prime me voice land able for talk, but it no go succeed. It no go succeed, definitely not. But thank you so much for explaining that. I'm sure people the way they watch go able for listen and understand which you try for talk and the dangers that we're disposed to we. You don't express that this not a way for help women them for come into politics and governance. Because like how you say, imagine, so if Freetown able understand, imagine the other part of the country. And women then they way for represent other women them. The women then they need more training for they able for participate in the process. They need more support, more resources, because the places sometimes we want for copy, the places like the Kenyas and all of that, so much resources given to women organization, woman, organization they promote women, civil society organization for empower the women and they for let them able for participate fully in the process. But we are not there yet. People then depend on their political parties for this. How many, like what you say, if you go to one constituency, anybody will get 5 million. You go register one big councillor. Even within the political party system force, it's a chaos. We see how many people ended up being so bitter because they're not given symbol. So if 500 people go to map the all one big councillor, who that then go vote for? And who that go vote for that? Like what you say, sometimes they want for take that democracy, they put on a market for the all man pick the Uribanjoam, who that pay the highest.
I go get. But yes, in actual fact, now that's what happen.
Right.
Now that's what happen.
So that's dangerous, and we hope say people in the watch. Again, now you don't explain say all the 13 is it 13 political parties?
So far now, with 13 don't sign the document for say we not agree.
Una say una not agree. Una don't approach the people that they in charge, like the Ministry of Local Government. We want for put this together. Where they try for promote this.
We actually don't approach. We don't send a letter to His Excellency. We want to get a meeting with the President himself. We want to get a meeting with the UN organizations, the EUs and the likes. We don't write a letter for get a meeting with them. And we send letters out to the CSOs, other people who are voicing their concerns on this issue, so that it not be a case of just political parties raising objections. For that, we begin really make people aware, waiting at the implications of this policy. So we really they try for make we voice heard. And we actually don't put out some clips and things like that. So different political parties, they zero in on different areas of concern.
Okay, thank you so much. How about parliament? Because at the end of the day, now parliament get for make their law they also, now they get for go pass up. And how UNADO effectively approach parliament and make sure say they're part of the process bipartisan way, they not go support something we will bring camp problem for we.
Well, right now we don't approach the opposition members of parliament. We want to speak to the head of all the different opposition, the leaders in parliament of the different opposition parties. We get representatives and we don't write for them, we engage them in a conversation. The letters and they all don't go out. And now we want for really engage the media in all the localities them. Because some man not gonna know. And really and truly, but people not know what's in the implication. And if you not educate the public, you not inform the public, then Mango does go along with something where later on now when it's too late, now that's now. And remember, the political situation now in Sierra Leone is so polarized. Right. It is so partisan that you can end up creating almost like a war in these wards and constituencies because they don't get them. People don't get it. It could just be chaos. Where all my one be. They say, well, who don't want be for B? Then see the elite few who can afford it. We get contacts, we get sababu, as we say, yeah. Now then go get the symbol. Now then go able for. Then you will see the whole bribery, the whole corruption, even within political parties. You see people then they donate high money for no more let them get symbol. You they see people that we don't then at the ground and don't work in the community. We try each for let them give them symbol. Then they give the way come out diaspora, we carry the money. So it is bad enough the way it is. Instead of we can add another problem to it. And then the government they claim say, the cabinet, this thing when the plan say, for pull politics come up an election. Now, so, I take you back to.
Yes, sorry, ma. Why should you go? That was just my question. How can you take politics out of a political process?
Exactly. And okay, now let me look at the process that were not political. Let me look at the processes right now that are supposed to be apolitical. Students' union, market women, keke drivers union, Okada riders union. Those are all supposed to be apolitical. Politics not for day. The Okada rider, they all get the same stress, they all get the same strain. But guess what? They have all become highly political. Market women elections. The first lady was there. All those elections, Fobe College elections, Injala elections, all the students' union elections, politics not for day.
Even attire
riders, attire basis. So the one way a political, una not able to fix them.
Even the bar association, slide.
Yes.
So let's don't just look at the grassroots organization, but let's look at even organization yes. supposed to be of repute. We not forget political business, but you have politics in there. But then the political
you have a big,
yeah.
The political, the government of the day, the an is so then at the scale. Now I talk the other day, I said the and then at the scale. When you feel say you they buy £1 beef, now lie, now £0.5 you they buy. SLPP and already done then at the scale. And if it is an APC government, then self-key likely then don't they put their hand at the scale for long.
Right.
So why so the system that you want to change right now, it's not broken. What we get for do now for nurture. We don't the campaign for 30% female representation. If we get that, you automatically don't begin help women for participate in politics. Not by taking away their support system.
And I saw something where I see one of the paper them say, for let you qualify for run for councillor,
you forget what ask.
You forget degree or waiting or
no. You forget what ask.
Yes, you forget what ask. But then
for parliament, you forget degree.
Yeah, but then for a president, you for sabi read and write.
But according to the Constitution,
yes,
you first okay. So another part within this paper is this.
Okay.
If the SLPP is committed to reviewing the Constitution, let me do them holistically. Let me look at the entire 1991 Constitution. People that know they work on this review from where Jesus na choir boy. Let me now take this review and do them holistically. Una not begin cut and paste yanda. Because then you are not reviewing the Constitution. If una really want for take we into another era where Sierra Leone they move into a better place, let me fix what we get first.
Right.
You want tell me say the person come with fever, you don't know if na malaria, you say you go operate them. Operate them for waiting.
Like you said, don't fix what's not broken. And if you want for change for the local government, why not change for the presidency and make and say that they say for be for independent candidates, they may not for be political.
Yes, that's a good move.
Yeah, so because that means you because that possibly now that people they care about. Say you can get a president when are independent, they get political parties, so you get good dynamics, of government where you push we were able to forget bipartisan agreements on a lot of things. So not so just for councillors them, where possibly you go bully, but what do for the president first.
Exactly. Let me do from the top. We carry down.
Right.
Where you know that those who are down the way to go contest for presidency will make sure that they have the wherewithal to campaign. Instead, you are approaching those who depend on their political parties for their support. And then you make it difficult for people to register new political parties. Well, let us have 100 political parties then. But you make the conditions so stringent that even once you are registered, like now, political parties were in a difficult situation. We should have offices in the districts. They're not agree for rent, you. We've been searching for offices, me in particular. I've been searching for offices. The moment when you say party, either the price goes, when they tell you $4,000 now for a fair office now, one small hole in the wall. Relax those regulations. Let us have more political parties. Let the attire base board and get they make their own party.
Yeah.
The Okada riders, let them all come together and start party. Then we know that you really want to weaken the hold or multiply the hold that political parties can then engage. Instead, we're gravitating towards it has pleased His Excellency. Recently, I beg one second. Recently, we have a new chairman for East for NEC. Now, the existing constitution clearly spells out that you should consult political parties. When they chose the chairman for NEC, a very lovely gentleman, Mr. Kone, we were not consulted. When they chose the PPNC chair, we were not consulted. When they are choosing, that is what is in the Constitution. So if you have a problem reading, understanding, and implementing the Constitution, why are you creating mayhem and chaos at the local level?
And we see another thing as well, where I don't know how true it is, that one of the recommendations is to have for particularly Western area, to have a minister for Western area. So tell me about that. If that's go through, what does that mean for the mayors, them, the chairman, them, and all that?
It means you now have chaos, because Western area from time immemorial, you have the mayors, you have the chairman, and you get the headman. So what is wrong with that structure? What is wrong with that structure? And in Freetown specifically, we have a mayor that you are deliberately suppressing and handicapping. Where Unatin to say, she comes out with a plan, you oppose it. She comes out with another plan, it is torn down. Things that can actually promote the city. Even her budget, she cannot have her budget on time. Then you want to add a minister. So we should have a minister for the cockroaches and the rats, of which there are many in Sierra Leone.
Because if we get local government minister, we get minister of political and public affairs, they'll get minister for Western area.
Yes.
A minister of internal affairs.
Yes, and that's why I'm saying we cannot leave the rats and the ground pigs out of the picture. Let me put minister for them.
All right.
You have 2 years more on your term. You want for now do census, midterm census. Census should be done every 10 years. Why are you trying to fix stuff that isn't broken? If your path, whose dysfunctional plan it is, to take us to a one-party state. That is what it will boil down to. It has pleased His Excellency. As much as our Excellency's happiness is of great concern to us, We cannot please him at all the times at the expense of the people, at the expense of our fragile democracy. We cannot continue to please him to those extents. We beg to differ.
Right.
Nurture the democracy.
Right. Can you run us through the press release that you have waiting, if you don't mind sharing with we, just for tell me the main points the way una gets na that press release and why important? Then I will come to T-Boy for ask question, then I'll go to the second part of my conversation with you.
Okay, the first part, I'm revolting for you now. The first part, they say, una pull this, una not discuss with the political parties them, una not inform we. And this thing critically important to political party, we for know, una for talk to we. The second point say, the parties that were signed, we not see draft of this act. We not see no draft at all. And the one the way we hear say then consult with, they all been say no, they no agree. Then go inside room, then go dress the yawogia lipstick, eyeshadow there, yawo Canada, you say yes. Out the one and they so we get for no other than consult with. We want for 6 minutes of them consultation, then they how una reach to that conclusion they who that go talk for the 7.2 million. Number 3, we say the local government minister, they go on media, they talk say he shall present a key clause to the new national decentralization policy has been trumpeted in the media by the Minister of Local Government and Rural Development. A person seeking to be a member of local council as an elected councillor should present himself to. Then we talk about the elections, Okada Riders Union, market chairman and chairwomen union, women's associations, attire-based unions. You have politicized all of them. The sitting government from 2018 elections, where all them people there don't get, they all don't go SLPP because they don't put their hand at the scale. Then when they talk, say how you expect candidates and we not get money, out them for finance their campaign. Who that's got in behind them? Or is it going to be competition only for the affluent? Down the back we put nomination fees, all anything and they. Are they going to roll out a system where they're going to help people to pay for all these things? Or is it going to be, it has pleased His Excellency to appoint? That are the give number now, that the general beef of it. And we say back, why we not review the Constitution? If not the Constitution, let us review it. And do it meaningfully this time around. Not just begin broken, cut and paste. We don't agree. I mean, that's the main substance of the press release, but I'll be happy. We're going to post it. It'll be all over the different forums, probably by tomorrow.
On the press release where you summarize, so one thing we are not see what's next if these, things are not met. Are there any call to actions, any other
No, issues? We are saying categorically, this has to go back to a drawing board. This is unacceptable. And this trip will not sit down and cook in a parliament, then pass them. We are going to be very vocal. And there are questions here that have to be answered. Who do they pick the candidates? Right. And then you say them forget WASC, for go be councillor, then for big WASC. So that means, are we overturning the Constitution in piecemeal? Are we? Have you sensitized? We have about 435 councillors. Are they all sensitized? Do they all know about this? Some man don't know. Some man they not get back KSF, and he's doing a perfectly good job in his ward. Right. So next election, una don't tell and say, Papa, every bone stands alone. Una don't tell them. They don't know.
We already see what's in the two-sim issue waiting at the Constitution, the chaos we bring. So imagine now you go tell somebody last minute, say, forget WASC before you be councillor. What will happen?
Yes, and private WASC 9 and they sit so now. So
yeah. So that means that people are really out. They're not.
Well, then therefore go begin take some hot less,
Right. Wow. How about the civil society organizations? Are they part of the consortium? Are they helping? One, and secondly, what do you expect from the general public for help this process as soon as they educate people?
We are hoping. We are approaching all the CSOs. We are approaching them, and we're planning to have a roundtable where we all can come together and really highlight how is this happening, how can we stop this train from crashing into whichever, I don't know, whichever mountain now as alone? Because invariably, if we not tin up, we not make our voices heard, we will be railroaded.
Right.
We will be completely railroaded. And I tell you something, I know say that they part of you, parts where you they add. Later on, where would they talk about the election Constituency 110? But I must confess that for the first time in my entire life, I'm glad you were APC win.
So that the first time in your life.
I swear to God.
So
I don't ever believe, say me, Femi Claudius Cole, go talk, say, I'm glad you were APC win.
As a leader of another political party.
I swear to God. In a constituency which I contested.
Why? Let me ask you now.
Because SLPP, they not put their finger on the scale. They put their entire body on the scale. Imagine the market women of Sierra Leone are crying all over Sierra Leone. The market women of Alaba are crying. The market women of Kisi are crying. The market women of Abacha are crying. You look all the market women and they, you choose the one that Afunkia for Gogi, each one 1.3 million. Haven't you sat on the scale? Sign order for put the beef safe.
So the hand full up the scale?
Not to the hand, the waist. Then sit up on the scale. So I am glad. For the first time in my life, I am happy that the APC, Alassane beat Alusain for the first time.
So I'm glad you were Alassane beat
I swear to God. I'm glad he bang.
This is serious. This is serious. It's serious. Well, on that note, I will bring T-Boy in. Right now, let's see if you get any questions and make quick comments. So I know say they press for time, then we will continue quickly. Until we don't begin to talk about 110, we will just talk about what does that mean for our democracy, and then I will ask you small about the land grabbing issue. Then we will let you go because we forget you back, and we want to be part of that round table day. On this decentralization, we are happy, for help educate people.
Yeah. No, I think it would be nice for you get all the 13 political parties per one program. If they're all not able to cancel, maybe 5 or 6 of them.
Yeah, we can do a town hall with that. With your help, it's possible.
I think it is. We can do it next week.
Yes. Yes, we are more than ready. As long as we get the people platform here, we can go meet tuna. We cook in meet tuna at home. We broadcast live to the rest of the world.
We're ready. I'm leading the consortium, so I'm good.
You see, why you don't tell that secret?
It's not a secret, so. Let me sign the paper.
Oh my goodness, I don't even know that. What a coincidence.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much. Well, I'll go to quick. Now I'll come to you. T-Boy, over to you.
We don't get a lot of information about Madam Femi Cole, but they don't just express the entire platform of voting. All man is here about Madam Femi Cole. So no question asked, because as far as I'm concerned right now, if we have never heard about an iron lady from Sierra Leone, this is one, imagine. But all I can say is, your enthusiasm is none to be compared to any woman when we don't see where they verge for political position in Sierra Leone, whether it be presidential, parliamentarian, councillor, mayor, or whatever. Because you not only they speak the truth, but they speak the truth with passion. At the end of the day, you don't just want to say these things because you feel, say, you have to because you're a woman. It's because it is right. And we should stop thinking about women, because me no woman, I couldn't forgive me the opportunity. No, it's because I know what I'm saying and because I am right. Forget about my gender being a woman as well, because it doesn't make sense anymore. When they bring me down to the question, where I will ask you, say, are we having enough women like you verging for such positions the way available in a salon? Because the gap is widely open, but we don't have them coming up. Some of them are not feeling like, okay, I don't want to be slammed out. I don't want people to begin calling me name. I don't want people to begin saying about me. Everybody have a past. Everybody have a history behind them. But we're not able to forget enough women of not just wisdom, but enthusiasm about voting and belief, passion in whatever they want to do. Because like you don't say earlier on, the Becker and the WAS not make you a better councillor if you know they deliver for people. So the educational side of things is one. And the other aspect of the educational side of things, how can you implement your education if you have it? Which is what we don't see in Sierra Leone at all. We have all these learned people, but we don't see how they implement their education to the local people that they actually govern. So with what you're saying is passionate, and everybody on the group, they say, kudos to you. They're telling you enough thanks for your bravery and for speaking out the truth. And also, few people, and they say, well, you mentioned about the formation of political parties by the Okada riders and some people, they say, well, that may not be necessary. But again, it's everybody's opinion. But I think for Lake, you get rational people coming up to be representing their communities. It gives you the seat in government, run for your money. Because it doesn't give you the monopoly to say nobody can challenge me. So it doesn't matter what sector you're from. You should have the right to form your political parties as long as you have the money, you have the mantra, you have the constitution to govern you to contest. Why not? If we start to have a parliament that is not full of two major political parties, everything will not be the same. Because it means you don't have that monopoly right for say, now this we do because we get the majority, now that we do because we get the majority. Yeah. But if it splits cut across, then decisions will not be made by one single political party. So I totally agree with you on that. We say there is nothing wrong with people forming their own political parties. They should make the platform even for everybody. Yeah. But the decentralization where you highlight, yes, it is good, but it also gets negative cause for this specific one we don't want for to implement. Because as you say, nothing is broken. And if nothing is broken, why do you want to fix it? It's like you can't reinvent the wheel that is already moving. So is there any agenda behind this? Well, I am not too sure of SLPP being technocrats for actually taking Sierra Leone to a one-party state, and obviously they get that kind of knowledge. They just like we don't.
But this is how it starts.
Yeah,
this is how it starts. Honestly, not state capture. This is how it starts. Then before you know it, it's something else. I mean, let us look the one where they take baptized we, where the APC won a majority in parliament, and right in front of our eyes, it was grabbed with two hands. The speakership and the deputy speakership. And those cases, some of those cases that were brought by some of those political parties have never been assigned.
Right. So the one where people elect, they remove them, and then they're not assigned the appeal cases them up till now.
Yes. No.
So let's say worst situation. Let's say the extreme situation. They manage to pass this bill in parliament. What happens?
Then we will all see how the game will play out. We will all see the chaos that will happen election time. And maybe that will be what it will happen, that may just be the thing that will bring down the government. Because that dissatisfaction now will be felt in every single ward. The people will not get her now, will not busy now, will get it. Those sitting councillors now will get it. Because that's ending now, they don't care the case commission at Impala.
Okay. So somebody said, ask a question. Or actually, we said, let T-Boy ask it. Can you please ask Madam Femi her take on the Independent Peace Commission? But possibly we'll talk about that. You want to talk about
it? Yes, please.
All right, go ahead.
Jump the question.
No, a very critical question.
Okay.
Because I was part and parcel of the Peace Commission.
Okay.
I participated wholeheartedly. I did not miss a day. I did not miss a minute. Even when they not serve me lunch, I did not complain. I sent to my restaurant and brought my own food. I believe that an independent peace commission is very important. It is very important. When we are talking about Bintumani Trio. This peace commission now will go spend 3 or 5 days of our life na Bintumani, where they brought at great expense somebody from Rwanda, somebody from Kenya, yes sir, to tell us some of the secrets to their own success. We all made very nice speeches. Boku. I didn't know that I was part of Tabule Theatre because I did not audition.
You know audition? And then put you on stage.
I was on stage. I thought I was doing something to move Sierra Leone forward.
Well, because until you're familiar with waterfronts, now I make them put you on stage at that time.
Well, I don't know. The Peace Commission, I say it in jest, but it is very serious. The Peace Commission is the way we can heal the political divide. That Peace Commission, if we just falamakata the Kenya model, where if somebody goes for a job, somebody goes for anything, you're forming a board, you are starting a foundation, anything you're doing, you should have representation that looks like Sierra Leone. Mende man for Dede, Timini man for Dede, Limba Krio, Soso Madinga man, all for Dede. That is the basis of how we can have peaceful elections and peaceful cohabiting in Sierra Leone. So that Peace Commission, it has been over a year since we had been to Mani 3. Now, they say they don't pass them, or then they can't pass on a parliament. Who are going to be the commissioners on the Peace Commission? I hope we are not going to target the president's happiness again.
So one thing we understand that the IGF they directly under the office of the president, the chief minister office.
But let chief minister not pick the commission them. Let it get a round table with representatives from all walks of life. Let we come together. Let chief minister, let it sit down in office. Now we agree, he's the umbrella. Let it then in office. Let it bring, if not a 20-man or 10-man commission who come together, 10-man people, 10 motamandem, we like salon, we come together, we put names together, we identify people, we get a list. Let it pick. Then people then, commission. I personally, no salary, no stipend, no money. You dey go do that commission day because you are a committed Sierra Leonean. There should be no monies involved. Bokuman, as I said, they pay them, so then they will fully pull their name. So let us have people who are lovers of Sierra Leone, who are lovers of democracy. Me, I dey volunteer myself if they no want. I don't want one salary. I go pay me packed lunch. I go pay me own water. I go pay me own transportation. I buy me own fuel to sit.
So you don't need SUV.
I don't want XYZ. I don't want KKSF. Let us come together and give the chief minister a list of people where we think to say, you pick. If not 10-man commission, a 5-man commission, Mr. Chairman, Chief Minister, pick from these few. Pick from these. Let it not have a political taint. So in that regard, I will pull myself. But I will be part of the people who will select. I go elect for the part of the people where they select the individuals. I know somebody in Sierra Leone. Now. One thing he tells me, he say, Femi, he say, you know, if I pray, he say, I can pray to God. Say, this love I get for Salone, let God pull on. He said, this I get for Salone, I want let God pull on my heart. He said, I love Salone like a way man like woman. Where they ambog you, but still you like him. Now that kind of love them you get for Salone. Where I want for see who say non picking not the waka barefoot go school. Non picking not the tot in chair and table. Now head where they go school. It happens offline all the time. So let we pick the one the way they did at the Peace Commission. Where we can meet Mr. President who tell and say the board of Corporation X, Y, and Z, all 10 namendemano, it cannot happen. We they reject the nomination, the yasa. And he listens to us. He listens to that commission. The Peace Commission is the beginning of a good road. But if they take and then put them brother picking, then sister picking, then cousin picking, then all inside there, then the Peace Commission becomes, let us use another word that sounds like peace.
Peace Commission.
West Commission.
PISS Commission.
All right. Well, serious issues with a smile about but I hope una where they listen and where they watch, una do hear the message and make sure so una talk to the people that una get a yes. For let them people and they pass the message who say is necessary, because that's what this is all about. You know, Madam Femi is not speaking on her behalf; it talk on behalf of millions of people who possibly not get the privilege to understand what's happening here. She's not just a politician, but na Sierra Leonean as well. Mr. Baby, they go eat in a restaurant, so. Binchimani 3 or Peace Commission or Madam Femi in lunch. You go na sit down in a paid transport, go na not even serve a lunch. How on earth? But una they take fat per DM them. Una get what's how they call that in petty cash.
Yes.
Big petty cash every week. You know, petrol, fuel cheats and all that.
Logistics, not the best.
Logistics. Yeah.
So if I be able for fetching at the line, something I be for it, but it was simpler for me to just send for food.
All right. All right. So let's go to this 110 issue. What's your take if you recap now? I know you don't say you gladdy the turnout for the first time, you know, but you were candidate twice.
Yes. And you know what? The reason why I can talk say a gladdy, and you know, so that his own self be true. 2018, I not do me due diligence na Constituency 110. I not get for lie to nobody. I lost and I probably well and truly deserve to lose. Kadi Davis did her due diligence and she won. And she won. So when they go disenfranchise all the one then they, how come that was the only one way? I think I have been the only one we go to a by-election. And on the second round, she won again. Had they counted the votes as they were, excluding the one where those thugs, namely Grumpig or whatever his name was, when they all go scattered in ballot boxes, who were caught on camera. They have audio. They have videos, boku. They have eyewitnesses that can fill up the national stadium. Nobody was prosecuted. Nobody was arrested. There was a yang, a complete and total yang. Instead of following precedents that was set by Connor, where then disregard one polling center and still announce the results, Mfali Conte, in his only can explain wisdom, chose to cancel the entire election for one green polling center, of which Constituency 110 is one of the biggest constituencies in Sierra
Leone. Because I don't know you pass through, you go water force, you go now different city on its own.
Yes. You cross, you go Banana Island, you come there, you go Rickets. They not control the one, then they say with the disregard Angola town. And when they want, then they go broke ballot box. Why they not broken at Amutin? Why they not broken at Sussex? Why they not broken non-side? They came to Angola town, the home, the center of Kadi Davis's party. Now that area then Kadi Davis's stronghold. Now they then can't scatter the ballot boxes. So even at that, disregard that one center, they call the result. Me talking publicly, I say yams white. Now that woman win. When get victory. Instead, they cancel the election again. Then round 3 now, I decided that me as a contestant, I'm not going to put me under the scale. I am not going to put my hand on the scale. I am not contesting. I write letter so I pull my name in the box. Pull on at the ballot sheet. Let Tatu and Jawa let them badede. Because by contesting, I will be tipping the scale. And I did not want to tip the scale. I want to let them pull close, let them fit.
Bone to bone.
Bone. Well, in this case, Bobby to Bobby.
Right. Bobby to Bobby.
And as they say, yams white.
White.
White. So for the first time in my life, I am happy that the APC won an election. And I called Kadi Davis and I congratulated her.
And the lesson for Sierra Leone, another election day.
And the lesson for the SLPP government. Money can only do so much. Bribery can only accomplish so much. If you do your job to the best of your ability, considering every single Sierra Leonean, you don't need to put your hand on the scale. The public, the people will vote for you wholeheartedly. They can feel your presence. They can taste your presence. They can see your good works. Not to foretell we say free quality education, then 4% na no more pass. So who are you fooling? Who's fooling who? Where picking they not get toilets and they're gonna push go you east themselves. Where school they not get water COVID. Where books not they. Where some school not get roof. Where teacher not get pin code. Free quality waiting.
But you're not glad the SLPP Kego development, the recently, when I don't get university now, when I don't get they've commissioned project where possibly, if not to be this election, not for happen. So possibly the election trigger something else. And like how you say, the woman in a market, then promise them the microcredit as well.
Then promise them 1.3 million, and at the day behind SLPP government, at the day behind Mother Beauty, give them that money day. A man is only as good as the word he keeps. He don't promise them 1.3 million every single market woman na funkia. At the day on that case, they like how them promise them picking and say where they apply for college, where they not take them and they give their application fee back 500,000. Say today they're not getting it.
Oh,
a handful no more don't get the money back. Handful. So when you make a promise, you keep it. So the women of Funkia, they become the advocate. The 1.3 million where they promise them. Una give them. And you know why it's important? Fool me once. Fool me twice. Okay. Bring it on number 3.
And that's very important because, these are not issues that can be trivialized. You don't make promise. People already don't begin make plans on them promises. Then they say, by next year, I go increase my market. They don't begin make arrangements that go, they supply them already. They look at, say, okay, if I get this 1.3 million, now so much I go able for do and bring returns for help me household develop. So
sometimes don't go to us already.
Yeah, not
don't go to us.
People not.
It don't go to us already. Sometimes it don't go to us in tuba casada. It don't go to us in tube live fish. The mommy they can't give you 1.3 million.
Yeah. And the election done now. So now 1 week don't go, 2 weeks. Hopefully some people be able to expect say that money they will come before Christmas. So then go buy half them and begin sell more.
Maybe even you say this now then say until what they can say, but then say na lie. But I don't know. I say the road, all them promise say then they go make the road. That road for go down to the wharf. I say they don't go pull the machine the way for begin make the road. I will verify that.
Was that a winning chip bagging?
Well, Now they say.
Then I didn't say so. No. All right, we respect that. So let's come to another critical issue. Quick.
No, Juma, one thing quick. I want Madam Femi tell me small but what's now unexplained wisdom because I still think on my brain.
Okay. But this man want go cyber very critical. Now land issue one touch pan. So Emige for left now.
Emige for left.
I will let you go ahead.
I
will let you go ahead.
So we'll come for that later. So
let's just touch him because this election in 110, I want to know, and again I don't know. You see, and then say the only stupid question is the one that you did not ask. So and then they left.
Waiting at the unexplained wisdom.
No, I beg. I want to deal with the stupid question. Then I don't want to be stupid, so I want to ask a question which I don't have the answer.
Okay, go ahead.
So in that way, we can begin to acquire unexplained wisdom. You understand me? You follow me? Eh?
Yes.
I follow you now. Follow.
So I want to ask the question that why was Dennis Sandy Minister of Lands in Kent serving food? I didn't know he had waiters and waitresses ability because I could have employed him in my restaurant. He was in the Kent outside the polling center serving food and drinks.
Soda.
So people, I'm asking. He was there serving food and drinks. He was not an accredited individual. His vehicle was not an accredited vehicle. And when we go for the election, the last time we sign, say no big wigs, no unaccredited people should be in the vicinity. They not say the station, or in the vicinity. So I don't know. Do we need wisdom to be able to comprehend? I don't know.
And this is a sitting minister.
A sitting minister of lands. Of lands. Who has been the chief engineer of land grabbing in the constituency, namely Constituency 110. Please audio and send this audio to him.
Possibly he's watching.
So what was he trying to secure? I don't know. That is why I said it might be, they said the only stupid question is the one you did not ask. So I'm asking, why were you outside serving food? A whole minister serving food and drinks?
And after the previous election, then cancelled, and because of one polling station where allegedly a minister of transport was seen in a video with a group of people then go scatter the polling station, then they cost we hundreds of millions for conduct another elections. And when I agree, police, NEC, and all the statutory organizations, say nobody will not get
for the day.
Not for good day, but you choose your own power for go serve food to people on an election day.
On election, a minister, a cabinet minister who stood in the well of parliament and said he was the big boy in the room. What is the big boy doing serving food outside the polling center? We cannot sit and reduce our ministers to waiters and waitresses. It is unacceptable.
So T-Boy, that answers your question?
I think he well deserves the answer.
Okay.
So I now know what's the meaning of the unexplained wisdom. So I will not ask him.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Femi.
Well said.
Interesting. So now you don't lead we. You've led us now to the last part of the conversation, land grabbing.
I will say this.
Now your constituency.
My constituency and neighboring ones.
Okay.
What I will say in this regard is this. The Minister of Lands, Dr. Dennis Sandy, blessed child of the SLPP government, can do no wrong. Is so above the law that it is above, he He's almost next to Jesus himself. Can do no wrong. He is busy cooking for all of us. Single-handedly, with the blessing of His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Sierra Leone. I refer to Mother Bill. Has blessed him and sanctified him. This is my untouchable. Is busy cooking for all of us in Sierra Leone, in Constituency 110, Batos, Gloucester, Allside. He's cooking for us. And we are eating. And a day will come when we shall cook for him. And where will we cook for him? We will cook at the ballot box. If the president, I am praying very hard to be on the debate stage come 2023. If I have to fill all the candidates to meet the minimum, but that debate stage, I will be on it. And that is where I will, now then dry Creole fry soup now and cook for our first begin.
The tight one.
That's, when the beef and the chicken, they jam them company. On that note, I thank you for your invitation. I need to leave.
Thank you so very much, Madam Femi, and we hope to have you soon. And please, 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 on the decentralization issue, count us in. We're willing to host the town hall meeting for your consortium and everyone involved. We'll touch base with you to coordinate that better.
Okay.
Thank you.
I will do that.
Just last word for viewers then, please.
I think we can never stop praying for a better Sierra Leone. We can never stop hoping for a better Sierra Leone. There's enough in the Sierra Leonean pie. It's a big enough pie where everybody can have a crumb. Everybody should not have a slice. We should all have a crumb. And I think it is never too late for the sitting government to do better, for the sitting government to do what they need to do, and that is to put the people of Sierra Leone first. I mean, we jest about issues, but there are people who are really crying. There are people who are really hurting. There are people who are going to bed hungry. And in a country that God has so blessed, where the resources are many, accessing the resources are many, no Sierra Leonean should go to bed hungry. And our children are smart, our kids are smart, they're innovative, they're clever. I see no reason why the Athens of West Africa should be having the worst results in West Africa. It is unacceptable, it is sad, and we are bequeathing to our children a very, very sad situation. I think President Madabiu can do better. I think he should do better, and I think there's still time for him to do better.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you. And we pray that God guide and guard and protect you, and make sure, say, you continue for provide the voice, and we'll reach out to you again soon. Thanks for coming to Sierra Media. Fambule way they watch. That now be Madam Femi Claudius Cole, the leader for the Unity Party, and founder of that political party where they add voice. So you have an option. We hear people say, oh, you don't need the SLPP and APC, you need a third force. She cannot do it alone. I'm not saying, you must, but you have an opportunity. She's created a platform. They want to bring all men together. If you truly want to get involved in the political process, in the public process for make change in Salon, and you don't want for the APC and SLPP, here is an alternative for you. Go ask your questions, join her, and see. Maybe that will be the third force that you'll be looking forward to. We thank her very much. And T-Boy and our Kamle, we just round up whilst Madam Femi Claudius Cole will let Falengwa attend to other important issues. It's been an interesting conversation, interesting discussion, and interesting interview on all the three areas that we talk about. Not talk boku, but it talk deep. So what's your take so far?
I think it's been a marathon discussion, not interesting. It's marathon, and it also highlights a lot of stuff that we raise a lot of eyebrows within the chat room and also with via the whole gate. And I feel say I make mention of very few Sierra Leonean women with such enthusiasm, and I really will stand by that. Yes, we don't see a lot of them where they come and go, and some of them they blow hot and cold. Some of them get subtle after some intervention with different political party influence. But for see somebody like we stand on her own and set up our own political party and possibly don't continue for more than maybe 10, 15 years or so, if I would say, if I'm right, I think is exceptional. So basically, what Idonka expressed tonight, we've never had a one-to-one. I think this is the first one-to-one. And I think
this one happened in coincidence, by default.
Exactly.
So we'll get
for
proper one-to-one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So I believe, say, with that kind of session there, so it will definitely create a lot of eyebrows for women. And funny enough, there are so many women on the chat group we really watch, and we make so much comment about what they feel about.
And they felt inspired too.
Yeah, definitely. And I think we always complain, say women are not coming on our platform, women are not showcasing, women are not trying to be part of the discussion or for change the narratives. And again, if we not continue for stay away, the narrative will not be changed. Nobody will come and heavily change that narrative. With the decentralization opinion or option way they come up with is to change the narrative for women, but I don't see how. Just like we said.
But then they use women as the placard.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
For empower women, for giving more women opportunity. But already, the political system is controlled by men. Resources controlled by men. So how you go say you want for let you get more independent women, them will not get protection, you not get support base. You understand? Then you go left them within man, they will get all the resources, all the political power, power now then communities and everywhere. Usa woman go grab and stay one for go team up. But when they see political party behind you, possibly they will say, okay, it don't get endorsement of this political party, so let we support. And I'm not saying, the argument it has to be for political parties, but it's just that you cannot use women only when you think, say, it's necessary. So first start by appointing more women in office because you have control over that. This one I elect and therefore go elect. It's a process. You have control for appoint more women. You get control for filling 30%, 40% of your cabinet and other important position with more women than for go put women them on side, or you use a law where you say they protect women, but just not to that you mean. That's my opinion.
Okay, when it comes to selecting women in political appointments or political positions, is it based on their credentials or based on their political affiliation with that particular political parties? Because I kind of get it possibly mixed up. Because when you look at the institutions and really all over the world, is it based on your application? Is it based on your CV? What is the criteria of making this political?
So Femi usually can use a particular phrase, yeah? And it's very important that we get for the user, for let people understand that certain things. We always advocate, say we get for help and empower women then, because we don't see, like Femi Claudius Cole he can't talk. We don't see, she's a voice, it speak to within a lot of people they feel. And we don't see, there's a lot of research where shows say positions where you put women for lead, then they're able for succeed because then distractions them is limited, especially when it comes to issue of corruption, nepotism, and this, that. Now, would I go able for help and for do the work and push go before now then they do. I'm not saying all women are perfect. No, that's not what I'm saying. And for years and years and years, hundreds of years, now man then only dominates. Let's take our country, Sierra Leone in particular. We don't get so man them all the time, but we still stagnated. Okay? So now that make people let they say. So Femi can use the word we say positive discrimination. So it can apply in this situation. You empower more women because we see like Rwanda, but again, possibly what people don't understand because of the war, Boku man die. So you not get, you get more woman then. But then the country open up for Femi Palmer, that clarify. Femi Palmer can use the phrase, positive discrimination. So that they'll be able to apply them in this kind of situation for empower more women. Rwanda, we don't see all my one for aspire for let's alone be like Rwanda. But because you get more women in parliament, more women in governance, more women, so less corruption. Of course, then get a president way very serious about that. Because even when they give you $5,000, you get sacked. If they give $5,000 gift, not $100,000 or Ghana must go back go $5,000.
Juma, I know 110% fees because of the incorporation of more women in parliament make corruption or it's just.
I know they say in not day, but what they say is less, and that's not research don't show, not to just Rwanda no more. So you cannot challenge waiting research don't show, it don't prove. Say when you give woman the position, because the woman they think like a family. It remember say at the end of the day, if I pull now so I scatter, now the household they suffer. But the man now, they pull the kego, go scatter, they say the woman go deal with her. Okay. Yeah, we go debate that later. I just give you the reasons why possibly they advocate for more women. But this law where they can put, if they disenfranchise more women, it go counterproductive to more women if then they say now for empower women, then I make the one for let them get independent councillors. No, because you don't begin put for say was. How many women there we get was?
So, Madam Femi Cole, in political party, will not ask on this. Is it primarily dedicated to just women or is open?
It's open, but it give more premium to women. Because,
do you think that they go serve, well, maybe we'll get some on the second one-to-one. We might ask her that question. Do you think that will serve her best to generate a lot of following, wherein not many women in the jealous anyway? Because some they go and say, well, sorry, I need to join your own boats because I don't like your style, I don't like this. But from a man's point of view, I think if woman is leading, it comes in different versions. So basically, will that serve as a disadvantage to her if primarily they just look at...
I honestly don't think so, T-Boy. Okay. You get majority of the population as Salona woman then. Mm-hmm. The way woman in the face, jealous, this, that. It still happen with man them as well. It's just that
why aren't women supporting themselves? And this cuts across almost every aspect of
women. They're not the support themselves, but because again the system, there's been an ideology where don't show say women they're not supposed to support themselves. Now man and they go confuse their woman and they begin divide and rule. That's really about. But we'll go into that debate later on. Me actually I'm pro women, we can't do a lot of things then. I know will lie by you. And again, I get me two girl picking them, so I don't bias now. So that's
me not gonna put them on that aspect.
No, because what for say, Dan again don't inspire me for doom. I've always been pro women.
Well, me, I've always been working with women anyway. I think most of the biggest criteria of voting they do in terms of what they do for developed young people is mainly focused on women. So I think say that now one each way we always they stretch we hands into. But when it comes to the decentralization aspects of voting, we'll say somebody mentioned the 1991 Constitution. Why are we still going back to the 1991 Constitution? We already revisit and revisit and revisit. How is it going to affect this new implementation of the new
you cannot pass any law where they contradict the 1991 Constitution. That's our basis. Now we Bible down there. Now that one then I the lead with anything we contradict that, not supposed to happen. So what they say, what Madam Femi Claudius Cole they say, now that you cannot do half and half. You need to pick and choose. So if you want to review the everything, review the 1991 Constitution, because now that 9 talk about elections, 9 talk about how people qualify, what thing will make person. Already, UCSFA allude say you cannot fix what's not broken. The 1991 Constitution makes provision for say you get rights for stand as independent. Right now. You can go stand as independent, I call it thing, councillor, for chairman, for mayor, even for member of parliament, okay? But waiting this new law they bring come, according to which I understand, that you not get for belong to a political party. So they just want to make it open. So me, you, and Femi Palmer, we all can go team up so one forgets symbol na word Sierra Gem Media. So can you imagine? So we all three now they can fit na so say una give a symbol one for go. So they compete against.
Who that use symbol now? The party in power. The government in power.
Symbol. I mean, you get for go put for say you want for become councillor. So me, we all three want become councillor. So all they need now, you get what? You not get criminal record. You get the money for pay. Then you go campaign. Yeah. So that means 100 people, 1,000 qualified people. Now one word, one small word, 10. Then all can go, even all the 10,000 people. Now that particular word.
Contest.
Yeah, can go contest. As long as they all get WASC, they don't get criminal record, they're able to raise the money for go pay. So that's why she was saying that if the party in power will always know say get the advantage in terms of resources, he will go finance people them, especially side where them think say no to them stronghold. You understand? For able for put the people there where they need. Just like how we they see with waiting the Apple the chieftaincy elections.
So quote unquote, what if that backfires? What happens?
When I make the thing where people and they talk about and I for not reach that point where it go backfire. So you cannot encourage bad laws just for fit a situation. You get for look at the bigger picture. How you go affect all man.
Because at the same position we find ourselves right now in UK Brexit situation.
Exactly.
It was a stunt. Like I want to call my bluff, and then yes, it works out for you.
Brexit, yeah.
You
see how una do. Una say una want independence, una want Brexit there. Now no more than they can invade. Now we don't make now the guy don't choke una unable to drink water.
Okay. So when it comes to
that question, T-boy. You ask, so what happens now a ward where all the people are not get WASC results?
But not possible.
Why not possible? If now 4% they pass, now the final country, why not possible for you get a ward where all man not get WASC results? Something that Becker then get, or below Becker, NPSC. Not saying not possible.
Well, that community therefore go back to realization.
So you get places in a salon where school not there, but then get a ward. So what would you say about them? So that means what's in the gap now? You they go import people, you go bring people from outside, you sponsor them, you put them for go represent people them where they're not a part of, they don't even know them people and their needs and their waiting color.
Well, in Europe, you don't necessarily have to live in a constituency for contesting.
But how would you best represent people? Because your role is to represent the needs.
Well, if you actually want to represent people, then you will go end up for find out about their needs.
But finding out, I wish Femi Palmer be able to participate in this conversation today. It's just I just want that we expand the conversation a little bit more, you know.
Well, I think what you're saying is legit but not logical, because basically, yes, there will be a situation where you get some certain areas within the country or the city where not get schools. So basically, those areas will not be a ward on its own. They will have a catchment to that particular ward.
How the divide there, you have zones, you have wards, you know, then you get constituency, you get chiefdoms. The political map Pinde. So you can't say because they not get school means say they're not qualified for the award. No, then get every constituency, as long as there's a constituency, that constituency is divided into wards. Every constituency, I think, get about 4 wards. Now that constituency, that's my understanding. You know, now for let able for break down how you go reach out to people and people participate in the political process.
Okay.
So,
but I think that would be a strange call. But when it comes to the election, Madam Femi mentioned, say, the APC candidates win on the first time, she won it the second time, and the third time, SLPPC don't pan the scale. What's your interpretation of that? Because in Nigeria, your version of your interpretation.
That means undue influence, meaning that then go they try for use now then at the incumbent government, and get resources, go there, because mind you, then say this na a rerun, there was not supposed to be any campaign, but door-to-door outreach and all that. But we see campaigns them in disguise, where all of a sudden, in terms of education, in terms of meeting the needs of the women at the grassroots level, we need a microcredit. You understand? The Funkia Road, the one for Gumekam, there's community center, health center, then what you call a Multimagai college already, then student return to university, all within the space of 2 weeks. So if we can, so the lesson I have for me, if we can prioritize a particular area during election in a fast-track way within 2 weeks, we can do that for the 132 constituencies within a year.
Well, what if you not get budget for the 102 constituencies? You only get them for that one.
How can you not have budget for the 132 constituencies? How you not go get them? Because so how you go tell me say now that, and that was Madam Femi Claudius Cole in question. All the market women in a salon, but why the one in a funkia now then become of priority for promised and 1.3 million leons each on microcredit, about 500 or how many market women? And at the time, close to a rerun election.
Microcredit is not your money. So basically, microcredit is microcredit anyway. You can promise microcredit, not necessarily means that you give, because microcredit is a loan. And when you decide for give a loan, it's up to you, the individual, who get it for take the loan. But the 1.3 million promise, I not mean like for saying a microcredit. There, me actually get another information say they pay people a 1.3 million.
No.
So I asked the person who tell me say they pay. I said, why make you not go for your 1.3 million? He said, I mean, I able for Snapna line. So there is a mixed information on that. So I don't know
when they say pay, they ask people to go register.
Okay, then I'll be the line for.
Correct. So, but then why people and they say them pay? Now, because it was promised on delivery. According to videos where we see, now that, on community meetings, the first lady tell people and say, when una deliver Josephine Jackson to we una return her as the winner, we dey give una the microcredit. And the microcredit, the chairman for this constituency, una go there, go take una name there, they register all man. So that is a form of bribery. You're bribing people to vote. So now that make people and say them pay. If it was just a fair thing, say, okay, we have funding from World Bank, IMF, ADB, and so on and so forth, EU, say there is microcredit of 40 million, but we want for can distribute them, or we first area of priority na funkia, because we don't feel say funkia for the last 10 years, they not get microcredit. Let's say, for argument's sake, there is a coincidence, it happened around election time, because me feel say development, whether election or not enough for stop them. So let's say it's a given, na coincidence, then we don't get them plan. Government say these 2 weeks, now how they prioritize. But when you have someone that is in the corridors of power using waiting supposed for be something for help people, but you give them condition, and the condition that you attach, now that when you do this for me, I go give you that, you are bribing that person.
But politics not interest, because if you look at that really as bribery, Cameron will bribe voters them for vote for and probably the next president, and it will get rid of England being part of the European Union.
No, that's a policy. No,
that's policy bribery.
A manifesto
promise.
Okay, a policy.
But that manifesto promise you use that for
no exchange of any personal benefit.
Yeah, but
Brexit or getting EU out of the UK out of the European Union was a benefit of all 60 or 70 million.
No.
UK. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It was a tight race between the Brexiters and the non-Brexiters.
No, what's that? When
not everybody want that. It was not a done deal for everybody.
It's not about what you wanted. But
again,
when
Constituency 110 or how you call them, not so everybody go for that microcredit offered, right?
No. The condition was you will register with we. Can I how they put una name una 500? Una go give una name to the SLPP chairman na this constituency. Now they write to una name. So you don't see first, you don't isolate a whole number of people. If you are interested in the microcredit, you can register to the SLPP chairman. What does that mean? What qualifies you for
in the microcredit, but you're not in the SLPP, right?
No, at the time I break it down for you. That's one. Secondly, the second condition, you are only going to get this microcredit if Josephine Jackson win.
Okay.
Second part. So how you go tell me say it's not bribery? Let's say I am.
No, I'm not saying it's not bribery. I'm not saying it's not bribery. What I'm saying is it's bribery, but you don't make the bribery option. Okay, if we win, so now that we don't win, what happens? Do we get the money? No, we don't get the money, do we?
But then that means, now what about the people that we don't vote?
No, but that's not bribery. Yes, you're making a promise to bribe, but you haven't.
No. Bribery.
If they don't give you the money, you don't take them. You go, you eat them, and you not go vote.
Boy.
Then I bribe you for something where you for do, you not do. Like when they owe somebody for bribing, then it's okay. Will they bribe this goalkeeper for make electing 2 goals, right? Then bribe the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper don't take £10,000.
Boy.
And then you don't allow me to stop on her. You don't allow me to stop on her.
Your intent, now the first thing. You understand? Why are you doing this? What are your intent? What are your ultimate goal you want to achieve with this? That's the first thing. The attempt exactly. So the intent, and even you suggesting, say, well, what's in happen if you come, go you watch all the anti-corruption laws then at the wall. The bribery laws then at the wall. Your intent. A lot of people don't go. Once you they do and forget favor in return. You understand? That is part of bribery. And people in offices or people who are close to political powers should not be doing these kind of things, especially for hoodwink other people, and you disadvantage a whole lot of other people who possibly need the what you call the thing, the microcredit. What if I don't want to go and register to an SLPP chairman? I am not interested in voting for Josephine Jackson, but I am more than qualified and more than in need of the microcredit for Boost Me. So you've disadvantaged me because of this. So that is why people are saying such things should not be coming from people in political office or close to political power, because that undermines the fight against corruption. Not the way you just give the money and take the money. That's the danger behind it, you know.
So no call Ben Kefala.
When I saw people let me say for call Ben Kefala. No, Ben Kefala go say na smaller crimes that it will refer them to the political party registration office, because the party registration office supposed for the monitor then kind thing then they for able to advise political parties on how then they conduct themselves.
So when they say all the the grassroots organizations don't become political, are they saying all the organizations here, so then chairperson or leaders, they all now SAPP then?
Again, that come back to the same thing where they talk. The influence, you know, where government's not supposed for take part, because we don't see, over the years, we don't see how student union elections and they happen. We fetch the commodity because, you know, the black and the whites, all man girls are in favor for that control, they able for like influence with they have on them, or either be the watchman then and campus system. So that's what we see all the attire basis there. How people and they go there and vote for them, because when you go vote for them, remember say the attire base, for example, one particular attire base. Which one are your favorite attire base? So which one?
I know you miss Abusa attire base.
Oh, come on, man. There was one. There's one in street.
There is one there. I never left in.
You know, there's an attire base.
Then the one where you left, there must be not left attire base. So I got the only side way I've been to say the one been the Bombay Street Junction by Fobe Wood. Yeah, yeah, be aware.
Imagine how many hundreds of people away they go there. You understand? So when you politicize that place, that means then they try to forget. Of course, I understand there are different ways the way they campaign, but not go involved in the election, because what you want now for let democracy trickle, okay, and let able for influence, you know, for engender democracy into everything we they do. So it not means a pass you get for run for parliamentarian, you know, for let get that democratic spirit, even in the local council, then local, you know, social club, then the organization, you want to see a democratic process wherein people will come participate, you know, and not feel, you know, coerced, and not feel like if say, you know, they've been intimidated and all that. So these are the kind of things. The WASCA them, we don't see government don't do WASCA, just similar to the microcredit. The WASCA them mostly for youthman them. And then places then if you are not affiliated with the government of the day, you're not going to be part of the process. So these are the kind of things that she was referring to, I believe. But we may not get.
So when we talk about decentralization.
Now I interview the kind interview, not to me when I be called.
Not to interview. Now talk with the talk. You don't have to get a discussion. Is it not to interview? No, I didn't ask you. We get a discussion, and you go to get a kind discussion, yeah. So because again, what should it try for highlight now some of the things that we bad practice. If a political woman of this high standard, gets serious concern about the implementation of certain laws and regulations the way govern we know so much about them laws they are. So what about the layman will not get a clue? How you feel today the layman will begin think for even rationalize all this information in the campus channel. Because like we see nothing to see bring kind of salon.
Yeah.
To see actually change the dynamics of political aspirations for so many politicians they will be the aspire for good.
Right.
And they also highlight say the one way now the one who they come from the diaspora where they come salon with money, then they give them preference over the one that the actual grassroots people where they work. I hardly see a politician where they personally say, I did not perform for my constituency this particular year. So basically, my opponent did extremely well and she deserved to be the winner of this particular constituency. You don't ever see any politician will come out and say, yes, I have failed my community this year, so I don't have no right to be elected.
Never. Well, you not say he fail. What he do?
No, not fail. As in, he not do much.
Yeah. What he say, he not reach out to the people and they for do, he not do due diligence.
Yeah, he not do much.
So they come out and say another woman. Lord, you see, again, let's be frank. You know, now another woman, because they say woman, they know they support women them. So in this case, it's not two. You understand? Now 3 women them. Now then I did not the constituency. I think there was another man, you know, but now then 3 now the major one them who we'll talk about. And she was leader of, you know, she's the leader of her political party. Okay. So the prominence they did. So in come and say, you know what, possibly I concentrate nationally, but not been concentrating at the constituency much. So let's say Cardi Davis not win by accident. She won in 2018 because he do in assignment. He go outside for go, he reach, he campaign, he touch the people able for relate, the people able relate to time. Now I make it win. But that did not stop for let them deprive him of that win. They then pull and come on a parliament after a few months. Then go again, say for another election. He win back. And remember, say Cardi Davis, now somebody where contest against other strong women, not just men, but strong women, now that in political party, they follow them get the symbol. So not only kind of fake candidate, because the other person, just you can call her Jaja or something, Zainab something, yeah, very influential. Now the community, now that constituency, but APC choose Cardi Davis. And this Jaja lady come and be Cardi Davis in campaign person. He help her.
So they work in collaboration.
Exactly. So everything tilts in Cardi Davis in favor. Third time, Femi Claudius Cole say, you know what? This seat don't pass mark. Okay, so let me pull out. Because what's making important, we see the low turnout of the elections. And you can win by 1 vote and represent your constituency. So if Femi Claudius Cole didn't go and participate, possibly, let's say he will get 500, 1,000, 2,000 votes, then the party will win by 1,001 votes. So if he say not for being fair, you know, say something for being deprived that person they will for represent. So he left the all two open field, grass field. You know, on a canal, on a campfet, challenge on yourself. Now, lo siba. Now, because Cardi Davis not popular, make una don't pull on these 2 terms, on a waiting. 3rd term again. So these are not 2, not to 4 people, not to 5 people, not just 2. People voted for Cardi Davis.
So as she clearly highlighted, this is the first time she is accepting and jubilating for APC.
And not a political party, particularly the APC.
So are we saying this is possibly one of the most credible by-elections ever been conducted?
Well, this one not a by-election, they call a rerun election.
Rerun election. Possibly being conducted after 2018?
Huh? I say, me don't know what in that time they mean, rerun. Yeah, because they just go pen him, then they catch thing, then pan for let it look back. No, but one way happen again. People are suspicious. Say people still not believe and trust the electoral system. People say actually, Cardi Davis was declared the winner at this time because you been get the international observers. Because I see United States Embassy, their Facebook page, they actually project that, then send observers out there. We come on America, not within the embassy, then fly them come on America, go specifically
For a rerun election?
Yeah, for a rerun election.
So was this election of great significance?
It was, because it don't bring calm political tension at the country.
Okay.
So now maybe
because I think, okay, this election, was it the merit of the fact that it increased the capacity of APC in a parliament, or it's just a real testimony for make we know say yes, election can be run free and fair within Sierra Leone? Well, election supposed to be, must be, not can be. Yeah. Well, we all anticipate say yes, it's supposed to be, but we all know say definitely. Well, me personally, is my opinion. I think national, international elections have their own. I have my own myth about elections anyway, so I need to go down that road. But I strongly believe if you overwhelmingly get the maximum support of what you're doing, there is no way you will lose an election. Right. But also, people can galvanize and work against you if they don't like you, regardless of your popularity. Of course. When that Madam Femi Claudius Cole been they say, now that the ballot box could tell that, and remember, we don't talk about this before, that you don't need to suppress people, do bad things to people for you become popular. Just do what you able to do to the best of your ability and not lie upon the people them. And let them make their choice. You know, they will either vote for you or say, you know what, you're not our best option. But when you want the power at all costs, now I make people like can say, politics na dirty game, they no one forget involved, because people make politics as a do or die situation, which is not supposed to be. Because if you are representing people and the people and say, no, not you want, we choose T-Boy, not Juma, then why should you be, you know, doing all sorts of funny things then for create unnecessary chaos? The election done. We're still moving on as Sierra Leoneans, right? So imagine all the bad name, the people that you don't go fet, the people that you don't intimidate, somehow you don't make them don't go lock because you get power. You're still going to live with those people. When they don't time reach, what happens? So apparently they don't equal now in numbers in the parliament? I think so, yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. Well, I think they equal now in the parliament, but then the government of the day, based on what you'll be doing from previous members of parliament, the government of the day still gets, you know, the tilt. Because they get them 14 parliament chief, we can vote for them, you get the other minority political parties. Yeah, but then 14 parliament chiefs, that's the way we don't get information about. It's been consistent for the past, 15 years, say they support government of the day. That don't happen from time immemorial. The chiefs tilt for go, you know, government. Support government of the day. But why should that be the norm? Because the government for the day not necessarily therefore be like that. That's not what not also the system creates. But people them again, like I would say, you know, you can't be for the wrong reasons. But anyway, I think say we don't try today. We will get for left the conversation you know. Next time I promise I'm going to ask you a question and continue to Alex and I can ask you a question. And I ask you a question in a discussion with the guests. Right. But before I ask you a question, I'll ask you one more question. Right, so now that the platform don't open, for like me, you, Femi, the platform supposed for open. For like me, you and Femi run as MP, councillor, mayor, or whatever within Freetown. Will you go contest? I'll keep that. You know, say I don't tell you it's in my own interest, and I get for good contest. Yeah. And Femi said we don't tell you say one go be chairman, presidential candidate for C4C. Remember? So and possibly I will consider for good contest for the mayorship na Freetown. You never know. So. I go contest na corner for the parliamentarian and me village. I mean, Freetown. Imagine the first full mayor na Freetown. Chai, wow. When I even not get the first full mayor na Freetown. It will happen. Now your fault. Because we don't. Right, I don't gag Femi able to talk. You know. But yeah, anyway, I think I don't say people can go vote for me. You know, I will not say people can vote. You not say people can go vote for you. You know how much work you don't do in a salon before you come out there? Boku. Exactly. So not so say people have to vote for you because you've contributed immensely within the demography of Freetown First. Exactly. So
PCMH about.
PCMH not again. Not again.
Now they call an doing. I get birth certificate.
Which one, the long one or the short one?
That long one is that long one with about tapalapa where they write to that Arabic ink pen.
That ink.
Yes. And I know the page number back as well, now births and deaths. So I don't go do all my research. So I can for
yeah. So you go beat the Obama saga for with you.
Oh yes. I count them. And a municipal school I go back. So you see what I qualify for go with color.
So you going at the local school?
Yeah, local council school. Now I go primary school. Can you imagine?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't live now all the parts that are Freetown. Well,
I campaign so now.
Now I qualify. You know to ask me. I don't live Eastern yet, but I don't work now Eastern.
I campaign don't begin campaign so. Oh so wow. Yeah. No problem.
Today will not be your number for call. Because Madam Femi bin gets a limited time with we. I'm sorry about that. I mean, if you say you want to ask question at the chat group, then are you form? If you get a female, guest, you not even ask question at the chat group, Matilda. You're not try at all. I will campaign for you before the show. I want T-Boy to ensure that he makes sure say he read the message. You're in trouble.
You not ask question. But anyway, the conversation be very engaging, not for ask question, because almost everything we Madam Colby talk about is just related to possibly the questions that should be asked, possibly have been answered. So there was no need. But I think it was an interesting conversation, and we see forget a lot more of women, not just of her caliber, but also women of possibly nothing. We go before tell we about what's in an experience and what's in the go through in life. Because if we don't get women representation in any form of what they do, I think it will be a struggle. Because me feel say women are asking for 30%. It should be women fighting for that. Because if women are not coming forward to fight for that 30%, men will be hypocritical to say we will help one of offend if 30%, and they will hold on back to ransom.
Women not supposed for fight for that. If man they not fight forget majority.
But that's what I'm saying.
No, T-Boy.
So basically,
man they not fight forget majority. Why woman them for fight forget majority?
Woman gets for fight forget majority before man became majority. Women are more than men in Sierra Leone, in possibly worldwide population.
They're not for
but the reason why they should fight for it is not about physically or any form of fighting, but they should put themselves forward.
They're not for struggle for that.
Yeah, but they should put themselves forward because they more. Well, if you get an application form, they come up for permanent secretary, and then you get 15 man we apply, then 2 man apply.
No permanent secretary, they appoint, then they appoint.
No, I'm just saying. Okay,
when they appoint and promote people, and then they promote man them, then they promote woman. A few woman permanent secretary, then they get because when woman go they serve the director. Sometimes the director when I subordinate, no go wine for listen and for. So you don't see all the process, or then go take the woman, then go make a permanent secretary in a ministry. We not get much for do.
Yeah, but so that is being compromised. So that's the one thing.
So that we demand them back, they do that. So not a woman they do that against other woman, them on a man then they do that.
Yeah, but now that make I say if we have more women putting themselves forward.
There are women putting themselves forward.
I said more.
So much barrier, just like how we don't see. How you go say outside councillorship we get more women representation. You go say they forget WASC results. What if they don't have WASC?
But it's about increasing the numbers. If we have more participants and then we have less participants, if the ratio not balance, if you get 15 women and then you get 2 men, I don't feel to say you go look at those 15 women and say none of them are qualified. You select 1 and then 2 men in there. But if we get 15 men and we get 2 women, the ratio therefore now be gender balance. Because you compromise now for put that woman at the position because you want to make a gender balance scale. So basically, I'm saying
qualified women, overqualified women in all levels. that are look, then they look beyond them and jump and go bring one man camp. Let's take, for example, you don't get woman, because if you watch, now let's take the civil service. Where woman and go to the civil service, it's difficult for them to accommodate. They go down there, they serve 30, 40 years. It gets industry experience. Now that particular ministry, they don't day. They don't go through all the ranks them. But then they go face one man from nowhere and bring and come make him head of that institution there and left that woman there with all the experience we get. Even if the woman apply. So now, these are the kind of things that we're talking about.
Okay, I understand and agree. So what if when that woman they lead the administrative sector of a particular institution, you don't feel that woman they forget some kind, not monopoly rights, but influence for make sure they then recruit, they employ as much women as possible as well?
But not to the woman, it's supposed to be system-wide, country-wide issue that people, you give them equal opportunity when they qualify, you not look down on them because of their gender. Now that discrimination they, now in the problem. So now that people when they talk about. So, let me see something here. There's a question. Yeah. Exactly. So, you see now, so Femi Palmer said they ask these questions. Why did they, so somebody sent this question to her. They say, why did the president not appoint a woman as education minister after all the education system has been dominated by top women over the years? So you see, and also say, go get a good woman we qualify for, because most of the women, you get qualified woman, they when a teacher, they don't go through it. They actually study education, they understand the education system, they know the problems, and they know whose policies the way for can improve, we go change the dynamics. But you look out there, or you look down on them and go touch man and bring and come. We don't get no bearing, no understanding we can education business can put on there. Okay? Why make you not forget woman education minister, woman permanent secretary in the Ministry of Education, the top directorship position, the why, all of those things. But not for even get a woman where they head for a college right now. It's been men.
That's for advocates.
Now and we're asking the question. We will continue. But thank you so much, Fambulem. We appreciate you very much. And on the decentralization issue, it's an issue of concern. Go back and watch the program and see what you are able to do to raise the conversation. And then let we see whose side we go to take on. Because let we not allow and wait till the bad laws that don't happen when our therefore can't deal with that consequences there. It will be too chaotic. We'll not get money. We'll not get the systems in place for manage that kind of complex process. Already, the process is complex, where we get problem for deal with. So let's don't make it worse than what's already is. We depend on donor funding for God's sake. And you want to go begin make independent, say all 400 and something councillors them for team up. So let's say, T-boy, I don't imagine the chaos. 156 constituency XYZ. You get 500 people there, all my one big councillor for that ward day. You are wearing a simple election, T-boy. Simple election, now 110, now 2 candidates them. About 18,000 votes. Unable for announce results stay the next day.
So what are you saying now?
So imagine, imagine get for count for 500 people. And even, again, you see the chaos, how would you even know who that the people they want? Because if you go get 500 people and then count him up, each one get 30 votes. and majority carries the vote. By election, no depend than the waiting column. Rerun no depend than the runoff no depend than the. If you win by one vote, you automatically become, the person they represent that particular ward day.
So who side and copy that model they from?
I don't know.
If it's been copied.
I don't know. Somebody say one contribute from you, say Lawrence Anthony Beresford Luceni. Lawrence, we will do another program on this. Hopefully, we will open the phone line. So today the phone line is not open, and I'm not sure say we will forget. I wish T-Boy will get phone line open. No.
Not at all. Not now.
Yeah, not at all. So please, we appreciate that, but we'll keep you in mind. When we do one way, get the phone-in program, definitely, because we'll forget our open conversation on this decentralization and bring people to answer. And hopefully we'll try to see if we can get the minister himself on a one-on-one. At least let get an opportunity to government, let it explain to we within this meeting. So if anybody gets access to the minister, contact there, please. We would like to get him, on our platform and let Eka explain to within this policy they all about. Because I think it's only fair, right? That we are government.
I think so. Yeah, from your side and see why you want for put this kind of implementation through, and maybe you will able for sell with the agenda better than anybody else. Will just go with putting in possibly pre-plan and put together, because I feel say he must have played a great role in putting together that document. So yeah, it would be nice to hear from him as well.
I think that other program will be on the shelf a long time. It's high time we'll do it, but I'm not going to announce that now. It just clicked my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, we're related to the same local government. I think it's high time we try to get that one. They get themselves on the platform. For Can't Talk, let them tell what them think.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I now know what you say. Yeah. Sure, because now one of the key stuff then related to the decentralization.
Exactly. So we'll get them. All right, family. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, let me just see before we go.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So somebody just say apparently Edward Babasori, he said this system was tried in 2004. It didn't work. So I wonder why they want to try it again. So you see, because in 1996, then 2002. Now, proportional representation will be get for that. We don't have in political parties them and what you call away. You not even know that the person they represent you for as member of parliament. They just say no more. Now I think I be the party symbol you vote for them sending day. Just they not say no more. Now this person they represent you. It was chaos. So then change that and then pull and come out, and So we got to be careful. Do not condone governments or policymakers to create laws or policies for short-term gain we go affect we for a life. We see what happen with Tusim. It's been in our constitution. People not be noble to see. We see people, he wiped out a whole parliament. People let us have one term, where sometimes they don't do boku work. But because they say them in day, either out of ignorance, they not do their homework, or out of then they keep a blind eye, you understand? Or say, what affect we. They stood there, and then when the thing come out, they felt aggrieved. Some man die, some man still get grudge, some man in home broke, some man deep and debt, you understand? In life shattered, because he be done something, take loan for go paper election. He campaigned until 2 weeks.
To election.
A few months to election. Nine and tell them say to sim law the betuna. So them facing have been witch hunt, then do have specifically forgetting say it didn't have the constitution. T-boy.
Yeah.
Well, I begin tell you about say I born a PCMH. My birth certificate not that long one. I sabi the page number also my birth certificate day. Because I dey do me homework. Okay.
So which homework now you don't do it but so because you just done.
Yeah, I just want to tell you, say when you go for something, you get for research. The world no owe you nothing.
You make Femi self grab na system, put in camera on for you.
Exactly. You know, the world not owe you nothing. It is your responsibility to do your homework. Anything you want for venture into, you get for understanding. We worked with, you know, people who consult for, right?
Yeah.
Get questions, they will ask them. Mostly, you don't read the Constitution. Are you qualified by this? This, nine. Not so just what you they tell, we go research, go consult a lawyer. How will this affect you? Not so?
Yep.
We ask all those questions before we
engage you in whatever we want for engage.
So you get for do your homework. So me, partly, I felt bad. I'm empathetic with people that it to seem affected, but I did not feel sorry for them. I'm sorry. That's me.
No, let me tell you.
Now.
No, me honest truth. I felt
sorry for them because they did not do their homework. Now arrogance.
No. I think they did their homework. But the thing is, no, they did, because every parliamentarian will possibly they go vouch for be a parliamentarian, we get to sing. Know the consequences of to sing. To sing
no, they did not know.
To sing not starts last election. No,
the question did
about 10 years ago.
Yeah, the question did it, but people ignored it. So then, so you go find something you get for cross the T's and dot the I's. It is your responsibility.
That's not the disadvantage of
if you get
that's not the disadvantage of Salon Constitution. We are always not in favor of. One is the fact that the Constitution only come into play when they want to use it against you. And I think it's wrong.
Exactly. So that is my point.
I think that's wrong.
The world will not feel sorry for you when you enter a competition. Your responsibility is to make sure you do the needful and cover your back.
Yeah, but it's also the responsibility of your leaders to enlighten you about your do's and don'ts if you want to take this venture.
You are going is what T-boy.
I think that should be paramount as well.
T-boy,
you don't just leave the honors. The policy makers are not enlightening the citizens properly about the policies that they are making. So when you make a policy,
about Constitution, you are
Constitution is like a policy. Constitution is like a policy.
No,
if they don't make the Constitution, Juma, we sign a salon there where they teach you about the Constitution of Sierra Leone. Where? Not in schools, not in universities, not in colleges, not in offices, not even in parliament.
No. They teach your Constitution in school.
They don't teach Constitution in school. They tell you the best about what the Constitution says.
Okay,
now government you do. You know, if you're not a government student, as another right for nobody Constitution.
They teach your Constitution in school. The reason wait, T-boy, wait. The level where then they teach you, not get for B. When you don't come, the orientation, the school they orient you. When you want go in as a politician and want go become a lawmaker, you get for understand the law. And your Bible
Constitution is not about just it's not about people who wants to go into politics. It's the Bible that governs.
We're specific here. The context of conversation is about to sim. So let's limit it to that. To sim, you want go as a lawmaker. Okay? If you're not able to understand what qualify you first, waiting the law say we give you the law for make you qualify, you know, and waiting the rules the way you for follow, you ignore them. You get away with it today, then it bet you tomorrow that you want for cry foul. Now you problem. You cannot blame anybody else. You take responsibility for that.
I am not putting the blame on anybody, but it's also a shared responsibility. That's what I'm saying. It should be a shared responsibility. If you walk into my house and I haven't told you about the rules and regulation in my house, it doesn't mean if you know the rules and regulation in my house, and you don't abide to it, and I kick you out of my house after you fail to abide to one of them, it's my fault of not telling you what are the rules in my house. Because I should have told you what are the rules in my house first, before you even walk in. So if you fail for adhere to me rules, the way I don't tell you, and then you get away with 110, 210.
I make this slide behind the scene. It say in every exam you are told to read the questions carefully.
Yep.
Read and understand the question, because when you understand the question, you know go able for answer. Simple. Now that. So that if you end up fail, you know they blame the teacher or the examiner.
I totally agree. But
so somebody get question and we ask, you say, Juma, are all the present members of parliament with one SIM? As far me not able to answer that question,
why not?
Based on waiting they happen, they're not disqualify anybody say get to SIM. So with their
because they're able for declare so they get to SIM. But I can guarantee you there are many parliamentarians in parliament with to SIM.
That's assumption. That's
assumption, but of course, so many people know that.
That's assumption.
Definitely. Right? Even you know that.
I don't know
even
that.
Femi self know that.
I don't know that.
Even Miss Femi Claudius Cole self don't know that.
Yeah. Let we understand one thing again. It does not mean say we don't live na the diaspora means say you not to SIM.
I didn't say that.
No, I just want for clarify for people.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
I'm not saying you
diaspora. No, living in diaspora doesn't guarantee you as to SIM. To SIM is when you carry 2 passports for 2 different countries, right?
Correct. So now that's wait to make I want that.
Now wait no more. Let una see. Touch wood, God forbid. Corona not go far in no aspect for let people that fly out of Sierra Leone. But when Ebola in this alone, we saw what happened. So that is not a question now, because we've been there salon where Ebola happened, and we see the effect of Tusim. People that were down there in our salon during the war, they saw the effect of Tusim. So I will not say touch wood, Papa God, push any kind of disaster far away from Sierra Leone. But in any given situation, Astafi will lie a million times. We never wish anything for happen in salon. But I guarantee right now, if there is a warrant of each parliamentarian for scrutinize your identity, I will guarantee you there are so many of them with 2 SIMs.
Well, bring the proof, T-Boy.
I don't have to.
Yeah.
It's not my job. They make we get parliamentarians, they will get the PPRC, we get people that are really in charge of government business, and therefore they do that. Not me. It's not my job.
So
if they give me that job, they say, right now, make I go find out about people who get to SIM as alone within a parliament. Of course, I will be able to do that. But that's not my job.
Somebody said during the war, not being get dual citizenship. Yeah, well, up to hey God. Anyway, for una we been the UK, come I never live there. I know say up to certain period, Sierra Leoneans be able for travel go na UK visa free. You understand? Until the present speaker, and I be Minister of Foreign Affairs, and then now then push with that law they change, and then people begin get visa now for go.
That was 98, I think.
No, it was before that. It was before that.
Yeah, it wasn't before 98.
It was doing NPRC. It was doing NPRC.
Yeah, it was around 98.
No, it was doing NPRC.
It was doing NPRC.
Yeah, NPRC not to 98, T-Boy. Come on, also. You don't say come on, salon. We talk about salon recent history for the consult me, okay?
96.
So now
it was 2 years. It was 96. Yeah.
So before 96. Yeah. So these are the kind of things that we talk about. But anyway, a lot for talk about. Temgo Day will talk about the 2 SIM specifically. You know.
Yeah, you was saying, and what they say, it's so we go know where your gym change.
Yeah, I like that. So when your gym change, now we go know the one when I
want to see what to sing. I agree. Yeah. Edward, I totally agree with that philosophy, because definitely we not be no self say to sim then as alone. Now when they say to sim, if you know you have to sim, you know.
So we have to do our program
on what? On
remember Obulan t-shirt that you not to sim, people were upset. But we're asking the question, you not to sim.
I remember that was during election, isn't it?
Yeah, during election, you not to sim. Yeah.
No, but you see, if we not bring down discussions there, so people will not know. And there are so many people who want to be.
So Matilda say your statistics. According to Matilda in statistics, 90% of the ministers are Tusim and 75% in parliament not Tusim.
I rest my case, Matilda.
Well, so basically, Matilda, when will they get it Tusim conversation? You have to be.
I rest my case. Matilda possibly no more than me because you know begin put percentage figures there.
Now.
No, well, again, if not be Matilda in job, if me for prove but not in job. Now make we get what how you call that leader of government business, right?
Yeah.
These are some of the jobs that they should be doing. We should not be doing those jobs for them because at the end of the day, we are just.
But the reason make me say nobody know they right now this parliament we not to sim now because you know that was a serious issue and it disadvantage a lot of people. And I know say if me and you know, then it means say if for be public knowledge for the people that they contest, then for be always alarm about the people that we not to sim now parliament. I'm not talking about ministers. I'm talking about parliamentarians.
My dear, is the disclosure to the parliamentarian then, or the parliament select? Is what you disclose to them.
You start with your political party. And
again, I know, now what you disclose to your political party, then they use actual evidence.
But no. I know. Say a lot of the political parties not be one for let them catch them, so they went around and did their homework for research. No. Then we get committees them. Because you know why? See, but you know why? Because members say, you not just go put yourself, you contested against other people, incumbent force. Okay? 1. 2, you contested against other people when have been to see people possibly will be more than qualified, for them at parliament, but because of the two-sim law, it kick them out. So if the political party as an institution not do their homework, if me you in competition, what should they do first?
Juma, again, now the two-sim one and they expose themselves. Why are they say so? Because if you come in as two-sim, you don't win that 6 day as a two-sim candidate, and then you begin fly, and they tell the incumbent to say no serious. If two-sim come, which question they ask? There's no question to ask.
My point is, if me and you they compete, what should they defend for defeat me? Not only weak point.
Juma, Matilda say, them boku like a rotting fish.
Well, again, me still stand say this parliament to sim them not there. Another time say people not there way tap overseas. We me don't tap overseas. But for say they get dual citizenship. Now this parliament, they're not there.
Juma.
Yes.
That is not our discussion.
But Batilo Songa not to minister and another or Mrs. Batilo Songa is to sim. Well, possibly she has leave to remain, but possibly naturalized, get British passport. Meaning when you get permanent residence in a UK does not mean you are to sim. To sim.
Juma.
Yes, please.
It is not our duty. Let's just leave that. Because as far as I'm concerned, if we go down that road for talk about to sim, many people will fall victim of to sim.
We have to talk about to sim.
No, that's a different program, not on this program.
Yeah, we have to talk about that. So
that's a different program. So that's ending now. We don't get backed up evidence, right? Exactly. Because again, we can't say things that we're not sure of right now.
Exactly.
So I will not put a name to nothing. I will not put a face, a name, or anything to anything. But if there are information coming, definitely we will listen to those and we will look at those information. So basically, they will be vital. So make that person go prove if he gets any kind of inquiry, say you know to see.
Right.
So basically, I'm not saying we should not discuss this. Yeah, definitely there will be a program on Tusim because Tusim affected many people that could have delivered within their constituencies in Sierra Leone, but failed to do so because of the Tusim catchment. Again, it's their fault and also the fault of their representation because they will possibly have been educated and they ignore that sort of education, or they haven't been told exactly what are the consequences of Tusim. And we all know that Tusim, this is not the first time they're bringing that issue up. It is like the second time around. And this time around, they actually make the law work. Salon, that is what I am totally against. If anybody tell you say law not a salon, tell that person they say they lie. But the law it will only take effects when they want to make it take effects.
Exactly. So now make you not for try for allow yourself for fall short of the law.
People take advantage of the situation sometimes.
If you try for bend the law,
lucky you.
If you try for bend the law, not broke the law, because you broke, you need able for fix them again.
Yeah, but again, everybody will take advantage of that.
Yeah, Lawrence say, the Tusim issue should be off our constitution. During the war and after the war, Sierra Leoneans with Tusim contributed to the economy of Sierra Leone. Lawrence, Mr. Sef agree with you.
I totally agree.
Totally agree. All day, so.
Well, again, the law to me, what you make a fee say, at some point makes sense is conflict of interest. So because if you've been put in a situation to make a decision between the UK, for example, and Sierra Leone in terms of bilateral agreement, who would you favor?
Right.
Who would you favor? So that's where the conflict of interest comes in.
But the world not move on. The world is being modernized now. The way they live, the way they travel, the way they influence we have. For now, we not for allow, then kind of thing. Not so that they defined your loyalty to a country.
Well, it defines your loyalty to a country to some extent because the Americans are taking their passports of high standard.
The Americans are taking it because of
they pledge their loyalty.
Now because of the privilege where the passport carry.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the passport is a loyalty to the nation. Again, the privilege of the British passport, it gets a lot to do with the loyalty of the passport. Because when you have a British passport and you have a Sierra Leonean passport and you are both from the same country, but one is naturalized and the other is not, your privileges are not the same. And we all know that. So that's where your loyalty goes.
Loyalty, you can still get one passport, you still not loyal. The people already corrupt Salon right now. Majority of the people already corrupt Salon right now. Not all people away get to Simo. Now people away born, grow up in Salon, get Salon passports and all that, but they're not doing things in the interest of people.
Yeah, I can guarantee you also say most of them gets to Sim. I can guarantee also say most of them gets to Sim. Any Sierra Leonean, we're not ready for make Salon, we're not get to Sim. It is sit on a Salon, whether Salon good or bad.
See boy.
Low die. That's what I would say. If you want Salon,
nobody wants sit on a Salon low die now because you don't get choice.
No. That's those are the ones without to Sim. But if na passport you get, they go apply for visa. Would they die day?
See boy.
That's why most of them are there because they don't have a choice.
During the war, people are not saying they'll die. They man go Liberia.
They don't have a choice. So the if you foresee make we die there, then get access for go Guinea, Liberia, Gambia, right? Because
but not because
they're able for facilitate their journey to those places. That's different.
Exactly.
They might not have flown out of the country, but they make their way through the roads of Sierra Leone because they can afford the transportation, they can afford to take their families, they can afford to take their belongings.
Say let them keep the Tusim law. Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying so. But when you say the Tusim law not get loyalty to the country, I disagree. No, the Tusim law gets loyalty to the country where you belong, where you get that passport to. I will tell you, born and bred, I carry a Sierra Leone passport. I will fetch you if you go sit down free or you old British passport want to tell me rubbish.
See boy. Again, listen. We see
because it's the loyalty. Because I can pledge my loyalty to my country, and my country is my passport representation.
See boy.
If that
not mean say the oath way you take, the loyalty way you pledge, you live up to. That's my point. Simple.
Well, that's a choice now.
That's of the passport we get. So you not for discriminate against people who want for participate. A lot of people then where they out of Sierra Leone, when are Sierra Leoneans, don't want to get anything to do with Sierra Leone. That is a choice. Okay? But the people that will get interest for participate in the process, do not rule them out because they get other countries.
I am not saying so.
So that's what I'm saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I am arguing with the fact that you're saying to SIM is not loyalty to the passport. It's different. I'm like, no. When you pledge your loyalty, when you take your oath to that particular passport that you're going to be naturalized to, it means you have denounced your country of birth, of origin, to become another citizen for another country. It means you have the right, you have pledged to die for that country. That's why you're becoming a citizen of that country. So if there is anything that is going to happen with you, that country that you're carrying their passport should be held responsible for you. Right? So if I am a Sierra Leonean and I find myself in Russia, if I run into the Sierra Leone embassy, Russians will have nothing to do with me because I am within my country. If I carry a Russian passport and my parents are Sierra Leoneans, it will be a lot of dialogue for the Sierra Leone embassy to actually return me back to the Russian government. But the Russian government can hold Sierra Leone to ransom if they don't return their citizen at some cost.
That's a whole different conversation with the get.
I know.
But the TUSIM and the Constitution and, qualifying for be a member of parliament, we will forget that conversation there and see whether it's good for we or it's bad for we or whether that's something we need for change. Of course, we see, then let me see. Yeah, so again, I strongly believe, say, our Constitution is outdated. It's not fit for purpose right now. With modern times, things, they don't change a lot. I think we need to go and revisit it in a holistic way, not to pick and choose chunk, from presidency. Me rather say for let them vote for a person independent for be president. That kind of thing. So you are not loyal to the president. Can be one man, because me still believe, say, the presidency is more powerful than our Constitution, and I don't get the problem. So wherein you have a president where they get for working socks off for let they re-elect them, and you get for campaign against other powerful individual where possibly people want vote for, then they go help with democracy. Then you can get parliamentarians that now way partisan and all that thing. Then so it's left to the president how you for work with them parliamentarians. Because not take for example the argument where people in the roots right now say, oh, we need a third force in Sierra Leone and all those kind of crap. Yeah. If we do truly need that, you don't need to form another political party out of because you disgruntled from the way you did for let you get a vibrant third force. But if you make the presidency independent, then it will be much, much, much more better. Let people then go vote for the president who they want, then they vote for them parliamentarians, whether a political party or not, depending on who they're with.
Me opinion that I think the presidency should come from any political party. Yeah, I think the parliamentarians
candidate for the.
Yeah, you can get independent candidates if you're big enough and you're popular enough. Yeah, why not?
I think right now, so you don't see, these are all the reasons why they need for revisit the Constitution, because the Constitution right now say you get for belong to a political party.
Well, I think you also have the right to be an independent candidate if you don't want to belong, as long as you're able.
No, you don't have the right according to the Constitution.
No. I'll not say it now because the Constitution doesn't allow you to get an independent presidential candidate. But I think it should have been the other way round. For me, I rather prefer like we get the presidency from a political party, so to speak. And then with parliamentarians then now, and with councillors and with ward and with mayors, then can be an independent candidate who don't possibly work
so within that constituency. So the proposal for decentralization, are you the support?
Well, let me say my opinion for parliamentarians, and not say for councillor or ward. You can still get the political parties them, but you also get independent candidates who want for run. They should not be ideally independence of all things. No, political parties then for day, and then if somebody wants to run as an independent candidate, I think say if I also get.
But can imagine APC no more being get 28 candidates for president. SLPC being get 19 or 20 almost. So then you can't get independence them. So all that and they care for come out.
But guess what? If they're all ready for pay for their registration to be independent,
but it's gonna be chaotic, man. It's gonna be
Juma, when they're ready for run the presidential flag bearer and all the political parties, and then 50 the community or so, they do internal elections until they cut down to what? Last 5 or last 10. So basically, when they cut down to last 5 or last 10, even the day for the election, they cut down to last 5. They cut down to last 3. So at least you have the flag bearer and the second winner and third winner. But by rights, those aspirants should actually be the people who should be running for presidency, for vice president and president. Because basically, if you don't run the race, you don't go to that margin, it means you are that popular within the political party itself.
So they talk about the way they elect the officials and get for change as well. So it's
to some extent, if they compete for a flag bearership now you party and then you can second, what's wrong for make you become the vice president for that political party? If then they go for a contest for presidential election.
So Larry waiting Israel Ojeke Papa senior say. They say Juma and Tiboy section 76 in our 1991 constitution has been there from the time this constitution came in. We are returned to democracy under Pakaba. The law was ignored or not enforced because Pakaba tried to get people to serve. No attention was put or efforts to stop people with Tusim from running for parliament. This law does not affect ministers, only qualification for parliament. Juma, only parliament can change that clause. Your enthusiasm is fine, but you need a seat in parliament to make any changes to that constitution. I agree with you, Israel, and definitely we just wanted to provoke the conversation here and try for make clear people and say, these are issues that needs to be discussed because if it affects people and it disenfranchise other people, it's something that we need to have a conversation about. Not necessarily means saying for change overnight, but at least the opportunity for let people talk about it. I understand why the system is created that way and why not change or why a need for change is the conversation we are having. Yeah, that law has always been there, but it's been silenced. Now it make me say your role as a person, competing for any position or anything, you have to make sure you do your homework, you understand which you go into, you not try for lay. This is not called technical knockouts. So there was no way for dodge that uppercut day, that uppercut point.
No, but it was sad.
Yeah.
I think they left it too late. They left it too late.
Yeah. So
many people invested their livelihood, their lifetime investments.
I empathize with those people. I do not feel sorry for them.
Okay, that's your opinion. Well, I felt.
I have friends who were affected.
I felt ashamed that they were treated like that. Anyway,
I have friends who were affected. So this
like 2 weeks to election, after you've been given all the go-ahead to campaign, after you've been given all the go-ahead to put your money to spend your money, come on.
I empathize. They're not give them go ahead. They still they compete for symbols. So they tell them, do your homework you did not do. How many years certain people the way we consult for? How many years before the process where we ask them, say, you don't read the constitution, you qualify, not, whose kind of passport you get, waiting this, waiting that. Can you go to a lawyer to clarify this particular clause for you? Not so that we do.
We've done that. Yes, we've done that a lot. I totally agree with you. Again, the reason why we do that a lot with the client and we don't come across on the part, now because of the fact, say, we have read some aspect of the constitution and and how it relates to the job that we really do. So basically, we have to
you when they contest, read.
We are doing our job.
When
we are doing our job.
$5,000, $70,000 for go na salon, possibly loan.
It's our duty listen, what you say so now and for old women. It is our duty to educate our clients and let them know the consequences of the journey that they are about to take so that they will not fall short. Now, look at what we are doing in the interest of our clients. Now, look at the interest of our clients to their superiors. You understand?
Do you know what the political parties tell you? The political party then they tell you, say, we they give the symbol A to the person who qualify, B to the person where the constituency want for represent them. Then C, you get now the compromise USAI political parties, then they say, okay, we get 3 or 4 persons who qualify, on a lot consider, on a lot engage. You know what in one for you left for this person because possibly this person gets strategic advantage on this area. So the first 2 is not the party's responsibility, not the person where they go for contest.
The first 2. Now, if you qualify,
one if you qualify,
the
second one if you constituency want you. Yes,
okay.
Because you forget local one.
So this now the political party mandates told them parliamentarians.
Yes,
supposedly
and then they tell you how you they qualify. The first one, big letter writing. According to the 1991 Constitution. So what's in that they don't say, then don't give you homework like how Femi been say earlier. If you not understand the question, how you go write the exam for pass? They don't tell you, you've been referenced. Your reference is the 1991 Constitution. And like how Israel say,
so who will you hold responsible if your political party selects you based on the fact that they know your circumstances that you did not make the 1991 Constitution? Who would you hold responsible?
So if the party select you knowingly,
who would you hold responsible?
Now the party in fault and you self-compromise yourself because the party they only go with, like how you say earlier, the party they give you questionnaire. You not Sierra Leonean, yes. You get any other citizenship. We been also not also where how you call him? Dr. Samuel Kamara. Right. I can't answer that question. You know? Yeah, we'll answer. No, go to.
I remember the Dr. Samuel Kamara Institution.
Dr. Samuel Kamara said,
yes, I remember that.
The question go. They ask him. So what did we call the lawyer for? Let the lawyer can explain to her. Say, waiting this. You understand, eh? Because it not be even know about the Constitution that much until that time they fulfill the form.
Okay. Now for come to Dr. Samoa in defense on that, as an individual.
No, not to defense. So I just explained to you the party process. Let not go to that one. The law can't to
because the party process to me it sends out a wrong signal to an individual where they know previously say get to SIM, but was appointment on the party's affiliation maybe because it not meets all the criteria. The one, everybody knows that he's got to SIM. In party knows they get to SIM. Then one. Anybody of the parliamentarian and will suffer the consequences of to SIM last election. Then party knows they then get to SIM.
No.
Then party knows say then get to SIM.
Boy, wait. Look, I will talk about possibly a specific political party, the APC. The people go say, I get intention. Listen, the process. I get intention for being member of parliament. On the APC ticket, I want to know symbol. During the process for issue symbol, now they then go ask them questions. Okay? They ask them question, then bring supporting document. Now during that process, now they identify some man voluntarily say yes, I'm to sim. So there were other people where hide, just like I be they say, he give half information and waited until last minute where the committee where then put possibly for that particular constituency, where then do their research, then find out say that person they either they get to sim or maybe they collect money from the consolidated fund and things like that.
Okay.
So they're not wait say then go stand or no. Now the process, the elimination process.
That is 2018 election, right?
2018. But some man don't go now, don't go spend.
Before 2018.
Just like how Israel say, the law been there, but the law was dormant. So nobody not raise the flag. It does not mean because the law been dormant, means the law not exist. What happened in 20?
It suits the political parties then.
Exactly.
So, but that's what I'm saying. That's one of the things I don't like about the constitution.
No, but
only bring it. They only bring it to effect when they want it to work. And I think that's wrong. Everybody should know where now the same thing we suffer from right now. There are certain issues there are certain elements of the constitution where government and the breach right now. But guess what?
Correct.
Nobody is saying nothing about it.
When I mean people they talk about it, but the law is the law. It not mean say if the law been blind yesterday, means say the law not the.
Well, if the law blind, they get for blind all throughout. In no blind, the law is not blind. If the law is blind, we should not allow the law to be blind, Juma. Because all I'm saying is, the law should be able to see every Sierra Leonean, not select Sierra Leoneans that the law wants to see and they don't want to see me because the law is not blind for me. No. The law should be on a scale.
I empathize with people that were affected badly, but it was their responsibility. They failed to do their homework.
You answer Femi question.
So Juma and T-Boy are both to sim or one sim, and why?
Now question.
Yeah. So go ahead. Answer.
No question. You said Juma and Sima are both to sim or one sim.
T-Boy. Are
and
both
why?
To sim or one sim. That's the first part. Then the second one, and why?
Why what?
Why if you not to sim or you not one sim?
Okay, they ask me a question. If we okay, you answer the question for
me. No. Now me don't answer question. So now you get for start.
Okay, why don't you answer the question?
Yeah, you start. Answer for yourself. You can answer for myself.
Well, me for one. I mean, I'm so kind of lucky for myself. I keep my opinion about me SIM card. Because the SIM card what I get, they're unique SIM card. But the reason I keep my opinion about my SIM card is because my SIM is of great value to me right now. One thing I will say,
whose SIM will you get? Now two SIM you get or now one SIM you get? That's the question. The first part.
I guess
the question.
Hold on. I don't understand the question, but I will give you a political answer to that question. And I know the reason why I'm giving you a political answer to that question. I have a SIM card.
A SIM card or you have SIM?
I have a SIM card and a chip. That's all I will say. I have a SIM card and a chip.
Okay.
So when I want to make use of the chip, I will use the chip. But the SIM card is what I have. And that SIM card is of great value.
So me go answer.
Anybody who has subbing me, you know the SIM card will get.
Wait.
Go on.
In 2018 and previous elections, I vote in Sierra Leone.
That don't mean say anything, no.
I'm answering. Let me answer my question. In 2020, I did not vote in the United States.
That don't mean anything still.
It means something. So I gave you a yeah.
So, okay, now, why?
For let you qualify for votes in the United States of America, you have to be a citizen.
No, you have to be residing. You have to be reside.
No, sir.
You have to be a citizen.
You have to be a citizen.
Did you vote this election?
Did you hear I voted in 2018 in Sierra Leone and previous elections. Not Sierra Leone. In 2000, vote at the United States.
Okay.
If that answers your question. And the reason being because I still get for go be the first full mayor on Africa. Femi, there.
Mere reason being because I may one day have intention to do something in politics in Sierra Leone, but not now.
If the to sim law change, then possibly I will sometimes I will reconsider. I'm not sure it, but I like.
Make sure say we not change that to sim law. We the left from.
I believe in Sierra Leone, and we believe what Sierra Leone is for. Yeah. So Israel come back and say, yes, Juma, Dr. Samura's explanation is a typical example. The problem was not one at which parties paid attention to since the Constitution came into force. It came into focus when lawyer Gabidon posted his article on the Australian case. That was when everyone opened their eyes. Exactly, that's true. And Leko say, and like you stated earlier again, Israel, that law has been there. When we get revamp of democracy, you know, the Pakaba regime, they wanted to bring technocrats from outside and so on and so forth. So they did not pay attention. No one may, you know, alarmed anything. And as far as I know, the two major political parties were ready to explore this two-sim law. Because even Samuel Kamara was branded to say he was, what do you call it? He gets British passports because I think his whole family possibly they live outside, they live in the UK. So the assumption was he was a UK passport holder. So and the Yumkela saga as well was a big one, you know. So people say that was one way the government then be one for use for kick Yumkela out. You know, but anyway, there's lots of things for talk about when it comes to constitution. But one thing, when you assume say if person travel outside the country or reside outside the country, means say it gets other nationality, may be true, may not be true, because not person choice. I know people have been out for 30, 40 years and they not get other nationality except the Sierra Leone. And some man don't even get Salon oneself. Some man stateless. You know, so a whole lot. But anyway, Lord left the conversation at T-Boy and Femi. Thank you so much, and thank you to we participants. What do we have tomorrow?
COVID-19.
What's COVID-19? I want to let people know. Say tomorrow. Go ahead, T-Boy.
Tomorrow they have a discussion based on the aftermath of engagement during COVID-19. So basically what it means is your activities during COVID-19 and how it affects our communities from the social aspects of driving the force of people getting themselves indulged into unusual gathering, which will definitely affect our community in so many diverse ways. And we know we have a large amount of vulnerable people within our community. And as citizens and local community people, we should be responsible enough to look after our elderly and those that are vulnerable. And if we disregard the fact that there are COVID rules and we tend to ignore the fact that we need to have fun because it's Christmas, I think we should be very wise to think twice, because it is imperative that we take things very seriously, because the consequences of us being negligent about some of these issues will lead to so many dead within our community, possibly within the next couple of months to come, and we don't want that to happen. We've seen the effects of COVID within the European communities, and we think it's a joke. Some people are still taking it like it's not serious. and we are not, touch wood, we will not face the consequences of that. But I think many communities have suffered a lot based on the fact that COVID has affected them immensely in so many different ways. We know that people need to get back to their livelihoods, people need to focus on their work, people need to engage in their normal business like usual, but these are not usual times. All the languages that we've heard for the past couple of months is unusual times, and we've been in a situation where we know they do the normal thing and we would all use for do. So we get for realize we have to think not just for our own safety, but for the safety of others around us. And if we don't take concern for the safety of people around us, we will implicate those that we so dearly think we love by putting them at risk. From our children to our mothers, to our fathers, our aunties, our uncles, and our grandparents. Because these are times when we tend to mingle a lot because it's Christmas. And that I will not say what's the fuss about Christmas. Yes, we all know what's the importance of Christmas like within our communities. Many people are traveling out to Sierra Leone. Many people are going out of the country for holiday because here it's cold, and many people don't want to be in a situation where they will not be in the position to have fun. But fun never ends. You can still have fun regardless what the situation is.
So the conversation tomorrow will be okay, sorry T-Boy. So Israel they still generates what you call a debate about the chief's position in parliament. They are undermining our democracy. We need to change on their status. Definitely that's something that we have on the pipeline, and thank you for reminding
it is on the pipeline, definitely.
That's gonna be coming soon. Again, let's go back to for tomorrow. Definitely the conversation tomorrow will be about COVID and festivities, entertainment, and how to celebrate responsibly. We will get DJs, them now prominent DJs, you know, and possibly other people that we qualify for come talk about that. You know, how we go make sure say we achieve all things, but then not put people them at risk. You know, and we can talk about, we know go please, we just want to appeal in advance. What they talk tomorrow now generally will not they target anybody. So if you feel say your institution or your area is gonna be like now the spotlight, it's not you individually will they talk about, just they talk about say we get for look out for ourselves, we look out for the community, we look out for the country. The cases are spiking, and there are a few things where very important. So tomorrow it will be 8 o'clock UK time, and 8 o'clock Salon, and 3 p.m. now US time, and 9 p.m. now Europe. Few things. If one person where they travel go for vacation na Salon right now, where they celebrate say Salon, not get COVID cases. One person mistake, say the test we do, the test wrong, a mistake is sleep go inside Salon with COVID, then they capable for spread. So that is why it's important for us to get the conversation when they get tomorrow. Okay. Mr. Lawrence, we will try for see. We don't know yet whether the phone line will open here, but yeah, Mr. Palmer stay open. Yes, we'll open the phone line tomorrow, hopefully. So join us, and we will let forget you our panel at some point. We like your contributions and your comments here. So till tomorrow, Fambulem, we say Tata on behalf of the Sierra Gem Media team, and we say Lona, stay blessed, stay responsible, and God bless you. Good night. So till tomorrow, Fambulem, say Tata on behalf of the Sierra Gem Media team.
Good morning. I'm coming to you again from Portland, Oregon. And just to say thank you to all of you who stood in line, mailed ballots in. We saw the success of the mail-in ballot. And so I'm asking again, first of all, saying thank you, and asking and turning your attention to the Senate runoff races that are happening in the state of Georgia. So we have the Reverend Raphael Warnock and John Ossoff, who are running for Senate runoff races that are coming up in Georgia on January 5th of 2021. That's the actual election day. Early voting begins December 14th, and you have until December 7th to register to vote. You should have been, since November 5th, should have been able to ask for absentee ballots if you're not going to be in the Georgia area. Please go to gasenate.com. It lists clearly all of these dates that I've given you. There is an outline that you can follow. There's, I guess, links for resources as well on best and safest ways to get the vote out there. I understand COVID is its own monster, and so I'm asking you that only if you can do so safely, and please do so safely, get the vote out there. Be there January 5th to vote, but what's more important is for us to mail in those ballots, and if you're not going to be in the state of Georgia, ask to have absentee ballots that you could mail in starting December 14th. These Senate races will give our incoming president and vice president the leverage really that they need to be able to put in place policies, innovative programs, pass legislation that would work, that would benefit people that look like you and like me. Let's give them a chance, first of all, to put these policies in place. Let's give them a chance to unify this country and bring us together, just like we once were. I understand that we can sit on both sides of the aisle of issues, but at least let's do that with some form of common ground, that first of all, we're all Americans, and let's look to that, look to the hope of us being one and one nation, even as we differ in opinions and on politics. So again, I'm asking you, please get out there and vote January 5th, 2021, runoff elections. John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock. Have a great day, everybody, and God bless you.
As we talk about burning issues ranging from politics to the economy, culture to sport, education to entertainment, corruption to the environment, we realize the Sierra Leone story is far from finished. So, Sierra Gem Media Production brings you Zoom In. Zoom In is the program that engages everyday people, entrepreneurs, inventors, entertainers, activists, policymakers, and politicians to discuss and debate issues relating to Sierra Leone. Zoom In digs deep into the issues and stories. Zoom In ensures the debate is pushed to another level. Zoom In asks those questions that has never been asked before. So, join us, host Chuma Baba.
When I was young, a lot of things were different. Unfortunately, most of the differences seen now are heartbreaking and are not good at all.
Before now, men were strong protectors of the weak, fathers, brothers, lovers, sons. Their mere presence guaranteed the safety of women and children.
But what do we do now?
Men harassing and raping women.
Men sexually abuse little girls.
Men battering and killing their wives.
Any form of sexual assault, be it rape, sexual abuse, or pedophilia, is a killer to human self-esteem.
Women should stop dying in silence.
Speak now.
The rapist should be stigmatized, not the victim.
I think death sentence should be the consequence of such terrible act.
And you mothers, build confidence in your children, put trust in them, listen to them when they make reports, and take necessary actions.
Talking of mothers before now, women were virtuous.
They were mothers, daughters, and sisters.
Nurturing, counseling, supporting their men folks.
But now, women are trafficking female children for money.
Women are forced to be silenced.
All this must stop, and it must stop now.
Real men do not abuse, rape, or molest women and children.
It is barbaric, unacceptable.
Let all real men stand with us.
Together, let's say an emphatic no to rape, sexual abuse, pedophilia, and domestic violence.
Of all the crimes committed against a person, rape is the one that leaves the person feeling very violated. A rape victim is often left with the feeling that a part of them has been torn apart.
To use another person's body and ignore the soul that resides within is one of the most outstandingly shocking crimes that one person can commit against another.
Some men harass and rape their women.
Some men sexually abuse underage girls.
Some men beat and kill their wives.
Any form of sexual assault is unacceptable.
There must be consent before you act.
Being in a relationship is not consent.
If they are not sober, they can't consent.
Flirting is not a consent.
We had sex before is not consent.
Silence is not consent.
Only an informed, sober, freely given, ongoing and enthusiastic yes is consent.
Women should stop dying in silence.
A man does not become a real man by physically dominating a woman. A man becomes a real man by loving, protecting, and respecting the woman.
Real men do not rape or abuse women and children. Let all real men stand with us. And together, let's say no to child abuse, no to domestic violence, no to all forms of rape, being it spousal rape, intimate partner rape, child sex abuse, statutory rape, date rape, serial rape, and gang rape. We must rise up against this ugly trend.
Justice for one, justice for all.
All sexual assault must stop, and it must stop now.
I was raped multiple times by my aunt's boyfriend when I was 6.
I was repeatedly raped at the age of 8 by a close family member.
I was raped at 19. I didn't speak openly about it because I was ashamed and afraid that people would judge me.
I was raped at age 5 by my caregiver's husband.
On June 17th, 2020, 5-year-old Khadija Sakho, a beautiful little girl from Freetown, Sierra Leone, was repeatedly raped and strangled to death, allegedly by her own cousin. Her death shocked the nation. But in truth, in this small West African country, 9 out of 10 girls experience some form of sexual violence in their lifetime. Think about that for a second. 9 out of 10. That's 90%. My name is Aisha Sase. I'm a journalist and activist. I'm joining forces with Idris Elba and other activists from across Sierra Leone to support the survivors of sexual violence with the Survivors Solidarity Fund. Please consider donating whatever you can afford. All monies raised will go to 4 local organizations currently providing free medical and legal services to survivors. 5-year-old Khadija lost her life to sexual violence. That same threat remains for millions of others. So this is also a call for you to use your voice, your power, to draw attention to an enduring culture of rape. Together, we must end it now. My name is Aisha Sase. I am Khadija Sakho.
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 We are Khadija Sakho.
We are all Khadija Sakho.
though she was as innocent as the heaven, that did not stop Papa Abu at age 57 to ask for her hand in marriage as she turns 11. Her parents, being naive about this rage, tolerated this marriage, and this destroyed the hopes and dreams of Kadiatu to live like it in Seattle. Instead, she's been used as a tool by an old school. Kadiatu is being used as a bait by her own mate. My friend is being emotionally tortured by this old culture. Old child marriage, it's on the rampage like disease, eating up the fabric of our girl child image, and it's our duty to cage. Let's diverge. Please be obliged. It is now we emerge from this ancient custom at large.
If not for this dreadful event, Kadiatu could have become president, but now she has been trapped in an old man's residence, like a mosquito in a tent. She is vulnerable, but with her age, she is still able to become that virtuous woman of substance, like Madam Patricia Kaba, Madam Dr. Kadisi Se, Madam Sianyama Koroma, Madam Dr. Sylvia O'Blyden, Madam Her Excellency Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Oh yes, without child marriage, our girl child can still turn into Madam Hillary Clinton, Madam Theresa May. Be it as it may, Madam Condoleezza Rice, let's not be hypnotized, but rather stay wise, for this can only be realized if education is being prioritized and child marriage is being criticized. So please, parents, do not relent, as it is apparent that a girl child can become great if only you patiently wait.
Famous. No, yeah, yeah, yeah. See, where are the sings so good? Now me know how to feel. Where are the sings so? Now me know how to feel. Ain't God, you just see them the millet. Why she comping just a better? You see them no more the millet. Why so the man to return for? How you gonna live this life just for the fella another person now? How you go live this life just for the failure brother man down anger? Yeah, lile, lile, yeah, yeah, lile, yeah, lile, see, yeah, lile. Oh God, this thinking make I wonder. Why me no for carry gold? Hey God, this thinking make I wonder. Why me no go get your AI? This thinking make I wonder. Why me no go get say? And God, this thinking make I wonder. Why me? Where you know say some man them get seven, them get sour, right around them ways. Oh God, some man them get smelly, them get tutu. Where you know go know famous. I don't know who I have forgot. Now this wall we're full of wickedness. I don't look grandma can tell me say some problem can na for look under your foot. Look under your foot. Look under your foot, mama, look under your foot. Na for look under your foot. Look under your foot, yeah. Look under your foot, mama, look under your foot. Ah. Oh God, this thing can make I wonder why me no for carry gold. Hey God, this thing can make I wonder why me no go get your air. This thing can make I wonder why me no go get shit. This thing can make I wonder why me when you know say some man them get them get juju right here on their ways. God, some man them get tight, them get severe. Where you know go know. Hey, famous.
Be tell you once, be tell you twice. It's like a fight, you got to be wise. Every day you arise, give praise with a dance. Yeah, yeah, keep on trying. Day we awake, not different story. Work night and day, not the same story. When me young go better, when I go left for it well. When me young break go butter, then go they call me master, then go they answer me yes sir. When me young to go turn to four, this time I go get them, we'll come up and go. So don't give up, don't give up, don't give up. Yeah, keep on trying. If they say you not gonna make it, got to keep on trying. Life not they treat you well. Keep on trying. You married not they go well. Keep on trying. Opportunity not they come your way. Keep on trying. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass. Some man no pass you, yeah. Keep on trying. As long as you dey try, keep on trying. One day, keep on trying. You must make up. You got to keep on trying. If you just keep on trying, keep on trying. Anything you they do now for all and time. Believe on your dreams and walk to the future. Yeah, keep on trying. I therefore keep on trying. If you na better, carpenter or farmer, so you the tear that me mama dead na bacha. Keep on do you do, keep on they try, and then you go make 'em. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass. You dey feel say na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass, na you suffer pass.
You don't tire with life.
Keep on trying.
Doctor say you could die.
Keep on trying.
Don't tire for cry.
Keep on trying.
what I done, yeah.
Keep on trying.
Whatever you do, never move on.
Keep on trying.
Gonna make sure you move on.
Keep on trying.
You not lose hope and cry.
Keep on trying.
Wait for the day it go come.
Keep on trying. Keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
Keep on trying.
Keep on trying. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. Keep on trying. You're not tired. You're not tired. You're not tired. You hustle hard. You're not tired. Say you know this. Money done. Now you on. Keep on trying. Keep on trying.
It's too much. And I love you, give it to me, it's too much. And I can feel it in my soul, it's too much. And I love you, give it to me, it's too much. And I can feel it all on me right now. Say I can feel it all on me right now. Hey. It's too much, girl. So I can't control it, I can't deny it. You make me the feel you say, and I mean no more than love you. You make me the feel you say, no love me not too much to watch you. Me now you African king, and you bound for me African queen. Girl, I don't make you me wish, and if I hurt and so girl I'm supposed to be king. Girl, I'm your destiny, and I don't feel I'm rain on me so. My heart she love them still. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. My heart she love them still. Baby, it's too much. And I love you, give it to me, it's too much. And I can feel it in my soul, it's too much. And I love you, give it to me, it's too much. And I can feel it all on me right now. Say I can feel it all on me right now. Hey. The way I can only, you love me no more. It dey make her feel happy, I sit down dey think. You smiling no more, it dey make her recover here. Now this girl love way I buy the want, I dey feel inside me. Now this girl love way I don't dey look for it, don't dey find me. If I want it, you go cook for me. If I want long, you go cook for me. If I want vex, you go. Why you dey love me so? Hey, I don't need the feel. Say I don't need the shit. It's an extent. But now I don't get you loving. Oh, baby. You love it too much for me. Too much for me. Too much. I don't feel. I say it's too much. And I love you, give it to me, it's too much. And I can feel it in my soul, it's too much. And I love you, give it to me, it's too much. And I can feel it all on me right now. Say I can feel it all on me right now. Hey. can feel it in my soul, it's too much. And I love you, it's me, it's too much. And I can feel it all on me right now. Say I can feel it all on me right now.
This beat ain't normal.
Without you by my side, I no go revive. Yo, panda panda, I dey craze for you loving, I dey wonder why. Yo, panda, I get the feeling I can't deny. The kind of love way I get money no go by. Yo, panda, it's a good loving that I want to know. Nyao, panda, it's a good loving that I want to know. Fenyawe, baby, fenyawe.
For your loving, I don't surrender. From January to December. They make I go mad. Panda, eh. I go chase it like a buenaro. Panda, eh. Me and you na lebune maru. Cause now you be my sweet sugar tomato. Tell me what's a one. What is on your mind? Shawty, you the one. Where they bust up na me mind. Tell me what's a one. What is on your mind? Shawty, you the one. Where they bust up na me mind. Without you by my side, I no go revive. Yo, panda, I dey craze for you loving, I dey wonder why. Yo, panda, I get the feeling I can't deny. The kind of loving way I get money no go by. Yo, panda, it's a good loving that I want to know. Yo, panda, it's a good loving that I want to know. Fenyawe, baby, fenyawe. Like bread and butter, you are the one I wanna get another butter. Oh Lord, girls I went got ya. I wanna give you whatever I wanna got ya. Oh wow, love an ocean. Love like the waterfall. I wanna get to the ocean. Oh, when I go shine, baby, oh yeah. Baby, hold me, oh, don't wanna know, yeah. It's easy when I got you back. Oh, no, baby, when the love in it pass me by. Swear to God, I swear to God. Without you by my side, I no go revive. Yo, panda, I dey craze for you loving, I dey wonder why. Yo, panda, I get the feeling I can't deny. The kind of loving way I get money no go by. Yo, panda, it's a good loving that I want to know. Fenyawe, yo, panda. It's a good loving that I want to know. Fenyawe, baby, fenyawe. I need a crossing water. Truly, baby, you my sexy mama. You be the baddest designer. Plenty, baby, now you the one fella. For your love, I dey go na chop chop. Nyao panda, for your love, I dey go na motto. Baby, fenyawe, if you say you want money, baby, come, I get the paper. get the paper. Baby, finger way, finger way, finger way. Baby, finger way, finger way, finger way. Baby, it's a one. What is on your mind? Surely you the one. Where they bust up now me mind. Tell me what's a one. What is on your mind? Surely you the one. Where they bust up now me mind.
This is a gift for all of the youth them out there. We don't need to slow down a little while. It's a teaching from Sub-Saharan. It's all about the streets, true daughter of Zion. Me, I love all of you them. See, the street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. The street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. To all of you them who no listen, this are the message when we bring up on the streets. Whether you hustler or gangster, even the least, Zizi have to bust the beats. So keep your head up, focus, don't you ever fed up. Keep on the line, push, make your pocket full up. You know hustle with the sense, man, you go get caught up. I saw the thing set up. So me can't tell the you them to make them hold them young tight. If the street now up in field, make them fly them young kite. And pray every day for just to show them the light and take them to the higher heights. Wow, the street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. The street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. Now the little boy them will just scan out the street where they make like nothing then can act. This one a warning. The street not funny. We have it right there for the little girl them we don't come out now. Us we don't left school for make them expose. This one a warning. The street not reality. We want it up to them, make them steady. The street get it, say the better and deadly. Me nothing say them ready. Cause I know they taught but you no load way heavy. I like you dress like Nelly. Them go off you with beats, make you sleep empty belly. They don't care about your shit. Let them again till you been the rich. That's why me do this song with sticks by the beats. Now college, we gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. The street now college, we gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. Every young ghetto youth man must smoke. If you slack, you relax, you go be broke. Pala koloko, you go end up for guest stroke. By your funeral, you laugh, you end on a joke. Work hard, make sure say you not a pimp. You know they take coke junkie, you not a clean. Sit down by yourself, no make like you deaf. Star, I they talk to you like you wet. Buy and sell not the best, but it's less. How you go sell thing where you buy for where? But me brother they don't answer me no, not to swear. The street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. The street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. The street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. The street now college. We gon' give you wisdom, forget the freedom. Just watch the way you walk and the way you talk before you get some knowledge. That's how we do, and what we do for real. I'm in D.O.Z.
well, who's how we go go? Everybody me say welcome. If we own this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah. So good in the morning, the land is just gloomy, the moon is going, the cloud is forming, the cocks are crowing, dew is falling, the bats are coming, everybody running. Inside Switzerland today, the land is yummy. See the mommy they cooking fufu, the party smoking cigarettes. Rajo they watch baby musu, where they find out the countries. Right in West Africa, on the Atlantic Ocean. Inside this land, so much I can boast of. Look at the good plantation, from the beach I get meditation. Make me not wear this nation, I get L-O-V-E for me alone. Yeah, for me alone. Love is alone, sweet alone. What a beautiful love. We fall like to the bone, cause if it were, who's how we go go? Sweet alone. What a beautiful love. We fall like to the bone, cause if it were, who's how we go go? Everybody me say welcome. If we own this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah.
L-O-V-E, Sierra Leone was an L-O place where sweet like gold, got diamond, boxer, silver and gold. So now we make out for the young and old. I'm here for let we serve, help we serve. I'll see you come for the bars, you want for put chest. Peace, love and unity, now for put first. Cause the jealousy and pressure, that don't make sense. Togetherness is what we wait for we success. So get up and go walk, I'll sit down for the top. I'll criticize the government just for mix up. Cause that on the bill, so we need for good stuff. Life for hustle for you own, no matter how you struggle the bone. This life without pain, not easy, not in the zone. Just forget to live it, oh myself can go slow. We like to say I go, I never forget about this
Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like to the bone, cause if it were, who's how we go go? Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like to the bone, cause if it were, who's how we go go? Everybody me say welcome. If we own this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah. Sweet alone how we each and everyone God take care of his own. We all remember say this country now we each and everyone will take care of us alone. I will exalt thee, realm of the free. Great is the love where I guess for so long. I got in a track of one for maintaining this land. No matter the situation, I get love for so long. I got in up every day, my day pamphlet, blessing up picking go school, make it go land the boo. I don't owe me all like farmer, put the country pattern for any attack, me the way me boo. I got in up every day, my day pamphlet, blessing up picking go school, make it go land the boo. I don't owe me all like farmer, put the country pattern for any attack, me the way me boo. Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like to the bone, cause if it were, who's how we go go? Sweet alone, what a beautiful love. We fall like to the bone, cause if it were, who's how we go go? Everybody me say welcome. If we own this country so strong, everybody me say stand up. If you like salon, say yeah, 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 yeah. Then say yeah.
Our aim is to teach our pupils to be creative, critical thinkers, to be innovative, and to become the new entrepreneurs of Sierra Leone and Africa, moving the African continent beyond the 21st century.
Jobs are going to change. the nature of work is going to fundamentally change.
We realize companies are starting to hire on skills and not degrees.
Currently, I'm a self-taught coding beginner. I develop websites and basic applications. I've been interested in science and technology since I was 11. An up-to-date STEM lab gives us what we need, the tools, motivates us to do more.
The Scholarship and Innovation Working Group from Old Boys Association has been working with both Reverend Canon Ken Davis and Canon Lashite to see how they can increase science and STEM at the school.
STEM is important because pupils can learn how to solve real-world situations and pursue careers in web development, artificial intelligence, robotics, chemical engineering, and the sky is the limit to what a pupil can do.
So our vision for the future entails computing capability that would create a STEM innovation lab to provide all students with practical, engaging, and self-learning opportunities to gain digital skills.
One of the use of the microbit is to test for science experiments. In the case of agricultural science, we want to test for the soil. You can download information about the type of soil on your computer, and then you take the microbit, download the information on the microbit.
STEM gives us the knowledge, gives us the capacity. With the science, the technology, engineering and mathematics, it helps you to be able to prepare for the future, to be able to earn your place in the future workplace.
The coding club is new, and we only have a few members for now. And very soon we will have a big coding club.
Let us give the young people the tools to become critical minerals or miners of their thoughts and ideas that will develop our countries, and also for them to play their part in creating a conceivable world.
All donations are appreciated, and all funds raised will go towards the development, implementation, and management of this first of a kind digital STEM lab in Sierra Leone. Sierra Grammar School, empowering students for tomorrow's world.